Park out.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? And thanks for joining us again. We're live. Welcome back to the Rethink Tank Live. This week marks 250 years of the American experiment, a nation that has inspired the world, frustrated the world, fought the world, and at times fought itself. 250 years of America, the good, the bad, and the free. For 2.5 centuries, America has been a nation of extraordinary contradictions, founded on timeless ideals, tested by tremendous failures, and driven by an enduring belief that tomorrow can be better than today. So tonight we're embracing the full story. We'll talk about American politics and the Constitution that gave birth to the greatest republic in history. We'll explore modern cultural icons, celebrate the national pastime of baseball, examine darker chapters like MK Ultra, and explore the triumphs, failures, myths, and realities that have all become part of the American story. Because if you're going to celebrate 250 years of this country, you don't just celebrate the victories, you acknowledge the mistakes, you defend the freedoms, and you remember that America's story has never been perfect, but it has always been worth telling. This is the Rethink Tank Live. Let's dive right in. I'd like to start today's episode with a little founding father American history story, something I thought neat and relevant. Cool. This month marks the anniversary, not only of our birthday, but just a month ago, George Washington's former and his formal personal bodyguard, Thomas Hickey.
Tom Hickey?
Was hung for treason for conspiring to kill George Washington just a month before the declaration of its birth. Can you believe that Thomas Hickey, 250 years later, any bruising of the neck when you're romanticizing with your partner, it still haunts him today. Wow. 250 years later. Get yourself a Hickey.
I just learned something. That was pretty cool.
Right?
Yeah. I
thought it would be a way to kick off the episode. I mean, tough times for the bad guys.
I wonder if he knows.
No, but I'm sure his family was like, right, your sister got a Hickey. Shut up.
Probably call it a Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas. Give an old Thomas. Yeah, they called it a Thomas.
I see you got an old Tom on your neck.
Following the Hickey family. That's tough.
That's a cool fun fact.
Yeah, isn't it? Well, on the backs of all of it, just remember, it's those folks that look you deadpan in the face. The government says, we're all in this together. When they say we're all in the same boat, I think this is the boat they're talking about.
I mean, they're not wrong. We're all in the same boat.
Yeah, well, I'd like to get some sun.
I would like to not be in the stewage.
Yeah, I know. My Greek skin gets golden when you just let me come outside, but I think it's the barges for all of us.
I mean, don't let the white wig fool you. The Irish were definitely down in the bottoms.
Right where the potatoes are.
Yeah.
So let's get into today's episode. I think there's no better way to kick off the energy of a birthday episode like this than American icons, cultural icons, memifications overnight. This week is all updates, all new stuff. But I gotta love this moment with Sophie Cunningham. The power of just pointing your finger. You can just control the anger.
Can we appreciate the wrist flick, though? Like how perfect it is.
Expecto Patrona.
It's like no mistaking you. Pointing at you. It's classic.
Oh, it's great. And it's kind of like, not letting things get to you, but also just kind of reflecting it. That aggravates people more than anything.
Oh, yeah.
This is the way to play it.
Yeah.
It's more powerful than actually reacting.
It's like up there with like, hey, chief.
Hey, chief.
Like, don't call me chief.
Right.
Like just something so mundane, but it's like piercing.
Hey, buddy. Whoa.
Yeah, I am not your buddy, pal.
guy.
Like, it's just like one of those. And it's like a point, like poking.
Oh, I love it.
But she fouled, and there's extra. Really, DB is the one that did something extra, and then Caitlin got the text. So I walked out there, and I was literally talking to the ref. Say your DB. I was like this with the ref. I was like, now Caitlin got one, but why didn't she get one? Because if Caitlin's gonna get one, then she should have got one. It shouldn't have been one or the other. And I was just kind of pointing, and she's like, Don't you point at me. And I was like, oh, shouldn't have said that. And I didn't say a word.
Okay, that's
so stupid. Like, that is the stupidest thing I've ever done.
it's probably the number one meme, at least on Twitter this morning.
I love how quickly it got
Special.
memeified.
I know, but like, I'm telling you,
That thing went viral
everyone's like,
overnight.
but like, that is
I've seen that video used in so many non-basketball related things since that if I didn't know it was on a basketball court, I wouldn't have made any connection there.
That is the beauty of it is like again, to your point, we know what she was really pointing at.
That is, the internet will never lose.
No.
It will never lose.
So pushing along, there's real news, some of the things you'll find in today's episode, but there's also just like, it is fascinating when you kind of plug into the boomer zeitgeist and you see what the mainstream media has them lost in a stir crazy over. And the fact that liberal and conservative boomers have been battling over whatever nonsense there is around this reflecting pool. It's been weeks now.
Oh my God.
And it just doesn't end. And it is, why is this a story? There was, I'm not even going to get into it. I'm not even going to say the company's name, but another company was found like Wayfair where they're totally selling kids. And now people are boycotting it. And they're like, this is crazy. What do you mean you have a $38,000 Disney toy that's a boy and quoted as tight? That's crazy. That's crazy. And then they're like, but don't you care about the reflecting pool? And they're like, yeah, the reflecting pool, the reflecting pool.
I baptize you in the name of Trump. You will be tremendous.
Trump! Hallelujah!
Rise up, a new believer.
I believe Trump 2024!
That was pretty good. I thought he was going to dunk him and he was going to come up like a lizard.
Dude, I literally saw a video of the National Guard patrolling the reflecting pond, caged off from the public. And it has like it has its own generator, its own little flock camera that's patrolling that's just monitoring the reflecting pool to make sure no hooligans get in. And the National Guard is walking by with their guns, and it's just a perfect clip where the audio is just like, please, no loitering, keep moving. And it's just like, man, that's America, baby. That's what we let ourselves get our time wasted with. And with that being said, there's a perfect clip coming out of this week from JD Vance where he's just like, the 24-hour news cycle and the fish-like attention span of the American public. If Watergate happened today, it'd be over in 24 hours.
With Robert backstage, if Watergate happened tomorrow, it would be like a 12-hour news story. Like the idea that it would have taken down a presidency is crazy.
The fact that it took down a presidency is crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Exactly.
Of the things that just are crazy coming out of this year, but this past week, we had Doge, which was just an utter failure. All it did was tell us that there's all these holes of our money like a sieve, and it did nothing about
No
it.
solution to a single hole.
Right.
But it pointed out the holes.
Yeah.
Literally was built to just be like right there, clocking out.
Clocking out. I'm done. I have a black eye in the White House, so I think this is my cue to bow out. But Elon Musk, he's just a little bit unhinged, politely putting it, to the point where he just can't let it be. And the spilling of the beans that he gave us this week, it's just crazy. Wait, they have magic money making machines at the Treasury? What are you talking about?
Call a magic money computer, any computer which can just make money out of thin air.
What?
That's magic money.
So how does that work?
Magic money?
It just issues payments.
And you said there's something like 11 of these computers at Treasury that are sending out trillions in payments?
They're mostly at Treasury. Some are, but there's some at HHS, some at, there's one or two at State, there's some at DOD. I think we found now 14 magic money computers.
14, okay.
They just send money out of nothing.
I think the second craziest part of that clip is realizing Ted Cruz has a podcast. Honestly, did not know that.
Who's watching it?
I
Those are people that you get on a cruise.
oh yeah.
Just put them on a ship. Free crab ragoon. Take that ship.
Hantavirus. Right. I got disappointed with myself because I got ignored halfway through what Elon was saying, looking at the bottom left, going like, wait, this is Ted Cruz's podcast.
I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't even notice that. That's how unnoticeable this guy is.
All right. I'm glad I wasn't alone in that.
Absolutely crazy. But to find out that there is these magic money machines, 14 machines sending out money that doesn't exist,
especially when
creating money.
He says it's like issuing payments.
Yeah.
To make it legal.
Make that make sense.
You know,
it's
like a money laundering scheme.
Exactly. Or even more so, it's not even laundering. It's creating.
Right.
For who? Where are these payments going? In a world where we're paying the Taliban or ISIS and these terrorist leaders,
some soon to be known faction,
right? Millions of dollars a week.
Right.
Are those payments?
Here's the thing, though. Does it surprise you considering because I mean, hearing that doesn't surprise me because what about the gold in Fort Knox that we don't know about?
The gold in Fort Knox that we're never going to see.
So to hear that they have multiple machines that just make money out of thin air, I can't sit here and be, oh my God, can you believe it?
Right. Fair.
Considering, the gold, where's the money? Oh, we're making it. Perfect. Perfect. We're just making fake money.
Well, and again, how did we even find out that there was a hole in Fort Knox, this whole situation? The French go, hey, when we're on the gold standard, hey, we'd like to turn in our dollar bills and get the gold that it's supposed to equal. And we're like, no. Nope. What do you mean no?
I imagine it was someone who looked like you right now too.
Yeah. No. Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. I have 6 new horses. Nuh-uh.
I'll be here in a fortnight.
In a fortnight. I bought 2 wives. Nuh-uh. Nope. And then they're like, well, what do we do with these dollars? I owe you.
I owe you.
Yeah, and then this crazy dude from South Africa is like, hey, I'm 100 years later, I'm gonna look into this thing. And then he shows up with a black eye and he's like, hey, don't look into that thing.
Hey.
You don't want to know where the gold is.
Yeah, 100 years later, it was found out by a man from South Africa whose son is named after a code on a computer.
Yes, AEIOU.
It's all a bit.
It's all, and we're all giggling.
I mean, you gotta.
Someone knows this thing's a simulation, and I think it's the lizard robot running Twitter.
I mean, if you didn't know it was a simulation, hearing we make money now.
Yeah.
Out of thin air. Oh, you don't even cut down trees no more.
Yeah. Nope. We just make money. Oh, cool. Is that for the American economy? No. It's missiles by the sand people. Oh, cool.
No. I owe you.
Yeah. I owe you.
It goes right back to that. Doing that 150 years later.
I told you. I owe you. One day I'm going to get you back. not today.
Oh man, you really need a Massey's money pin on that. That would have been awesome.
Ooh, yeah. Be an old timer with the money pin.
That would have been awesome.
Still in debt. I should have brought it. I don't know what I was thinking. But the beauty of kind of this moment, you know, what we get to revel in as we celebrate 250 years, is just the battle of democracy. Sometimes the freedom of speech, the free marketplace of ideas. It's a beautiful thing when you get polarizing ideas and get them in our congressional chambers and watch them duke it out. Coming out of this week, we have Homeland Security Secretary Markwayne Mullen versus Representative Rosa DeLauro. And I got to tell you, this is the most action I've ever seen out of this lady. And they're discussing immigration.
Mr. Secretary, do not interrupt.
Don't you point your finger at me. Don't
I
be a
will
hypocrite.
point my finger
Don't you be
at
a hypocrite
you.
then. Then you be a threat. You should be as upset about the 450,000 kids that were lost. You didn't say a word about it. For 4 years, you never said a word.
Mr. Secretary.
Could you put him in his place for
Don't yell at me.
You should
I'm
be
the
put in
good
your
one.
place.
Mr. Secretary, if you would like 4 minutes for a closing statement when everybody's done, I'll give you that. But while members are on their 8 minutes, I need them to have their 8 minutes.
I started my
I
comments.
appreciate that. My issue is that
8
they
minutes
say
or
this
4
for
minutes?
for
Fine.
sound bites.
Assuming you had 8 minutes to begin with.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
My issue is that they say this for sound bites, and I'm not going to let them say something
What did
like
you
that
do
that's not
just
true.
recently for sound bites? I sympathize with the 400.
We are going to have something resembling order here.
She's still ahead of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. What is it like? Dude, that was crazy. We had like the creeper of the crypt. That's right.
With dyed hair.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about Ruth Bader Ginsburg when she was interviewing Mark Zuckerberg. Like, what is it like? You got to hand it to DeLauro. She at least knows her. She doesn't know her stuff, but at least she's sharper.
Yeah.
Sharper.
We'll give her that.
We'll give it to her. Speaking of giving kings their flowers, we wouldn't do that. But, you know,
Even though we clap when they show up.
yeah, that is true. When they come into our Congress, we clap. Somebody that I would truly celebrate. Here's Thomas Massey confronting, I'll put it politely, journalist Nicholas Balassi from Fox News, and it was catching a lot of attention. Our guy.
So let me ask you. I heard that you like gay porn. Is that true?
Congressman, I'm not. I just want to give you a chance. Your
I'm
side
giving you
of
a
it. That's
chance to
not-
give
no,
me
I'm
your
not,
side.
I'm not going to get into
Are
that.
you a real news organization or not?
Get into that.
No, come back, man. All you got to say is you don't like it,
Congressman,
that you haven't been to those websites.
Of course,
All right.
Of course, I don't like it.
Really?
But thank you.
That's not what I heard.
Thank you for your time.
That's all.
Just giving you a chance to respond. That's all.
And you're with
But
Fox?
thank you.
Is that a real news organization? Is this what you do for a living, man?
Congressman, we're good. Thank you.
I just that is one way to turn off a confrontational journalist.
Oh, I'm going to start using that from now on.
You want it to end? I'm going to start using that from now on. You forgot my ice. Do you watch? Take that, McDonald's drive-through.
I said a grande.
I said a grande. Do you watch? Anyway, something hard hitting coming out of this week from our guy, Thomas Massey. This is pretty awesome. He is going to rattle the cage as much as he can while he's still in Congress till November. But here's Thomas Massey introducing the privileged resolution that he introduced to Congress yesterday. And I hope we get some good news from it.
This is the gentleman from Kentucky seek recognition.
Mr. Speaker, pursuant to Clause 2A1 of Rule 9, I rise to give notice of my intent to raise the question of the privileges of the House. The form of the resolution is as follows. Directing the Committee on Ethics to preserve and publicly release records relating to monetary settlements involving acts of sexual harassment. Whereas transparency is essential for accountability in government. Whereas sexual harassment and unwelcome sexual advances by members, delegates, or residents commissioners in violation of Clause 9 and Clause 18 of Rule 23 of the Rules of the House affect the safety, dignity, and the integrity of the proceedings of the House of Representatives. Now, therefore, be it resolved that with respect to reviews, investigations, or matters which the Committee on Ethics or the Office of Congressional Workplace Rights have reviewed, conducted, or facilitated, the Committee on Ethics and the Office of Congressional Workplace Rights shall, not later than 60 days after the adoption of this resolution, make publicly available a single consolidated list that sets forth separately for each member, delegate, or resident commissioner the name of each member, delegate, or resident commissioner who was the subject of any review or investigation involving a violation of Clause 9 of Rule 23 of the Rules of the House of Representatives as it pertains to acts of sexual harassment, or Clause 18 of Rule 23 of the Rules of the House of Representatives, or any case involving sexual harassment or sexual abuse if it resulted in a payment of taxpayer funds, and, adjacent to each such name, the total amount of taxpayer funds included in all settlements.
All right, I'm going to keep you from all the boring hubbubaloo. What is he saying? We're going to get the names and the amounts of congressional members that used your tax dollars to pay off sexual assault or sexual abuse claims.
Pretty standard.
They are going to point out every Deshaun Watson in Congress. Good stuff.
I'm with it.
But, you know, this was something he tried doing earlier in the year. And of course, Trump, good old Trump, demanded all of the Republicans to nix this. This is our second attempt. And I come tiding good news. One lamp on horseback. I come to tell you that this ish passed, baby cakes. So we are going to find out which Deshaun Watsons are in Congress. You pigs. I can't wait.
At least no one said nay.
Nay.
A couple no votes.
You know, Nancy Pelosi did, but that was from her seat.
I wish you had a photo to put up.
No, unfortunately, as far as photos on deck go, we only have Brigitte Macron. Well, and as far as photos go, the real president of the United States, boss Bibi. Bibi, the boss Bibi, the real president. God bless America. We serve the chosen. This is a good show. Anywho, we press forward. Ted Lieu, representative in America.
Yes.
Guy.
Man.
He's a man. So he identifies for now. He was just recently, we brought him in our show because he was suggesting the reason we're not getting full clarity on the Epstein files.
You're right.
Good call. You've been here before. Most transparent presidency in the world, or in history. We've got the declassified Epstein files. Betty, what are you doing?
Not Betty.
We whoa. We always knew it. Anyway, most transparent presidency administration ever. The reason we're not getting the full file is Ted Lieu says because Trump's been in there. There's a legitimate story there with him and a young girl. Allegedly. Not my story to tell. Ted said it. I don't know. Crazy stuff. He's saying crazy stuff again. And it's raising an eyebrow. I'd like to get your thoughts. Maybe even Doug. Did you know Doug was here? Doug, show yourself. Doug's here. Oh, man. Doug, do me a favor as I play this clip. Can you rub the lens of that camera too? Because big oof. We got a blurry Doug. We don't want a blurry Doug. I want a clean, sharp Doug. Anyway, Ted Lieu dropping some hammers. Bombs.
The House needs to come clean. What we know is there's a report saying that one person in America got this special new drug. It was a 79-year-old person who's very high profile, and this drug can only be given to someone under the Compassionate use provision, meaning you do that if someone basically has a terminal illness. So we need to know, did Donald Trump get this special drug from Eli Lilly? And did he get it under that provision? And if he did, why is that the case?
Curious. I'd like to say, that's a whole conspiracy theory.
What is he, 79?
Yeah.
Probably a dumb question.
Yeah.
Okay. Thought he was already at 80.
Trump is 80 years old.
But he
as
just
of
turned.
June 14th.
But he just turned.
Phew.
So, I mean,
80.
Yeah.
80 laps around this bee. We had an episode earlier this month showing him and Marco Rubio back in 2016. And there's a stark difference. Like, it's clear.
Oh, yes.
And
Yeah,
I
the
feel like
decade
we
difference
are
there.
really seeing this dude's age.
Right.
He doesn't seem nearly as on the ball as he used to be.
He's starting to look like an elderly man now.
There's some weird stuff going on with the old man marks on his hands, makeup and all that, trying to cover it. There is a legitimate battle to be had if you are using experimental drug for a terminal illness and that's being hidden from the public.
Oh,
also,
right. I mean, look at the Biden thing.
Yeah,
I
great
mean, that
point.
was-
How's he still alive?
I mean,
not
that
to
was
be that
considered
guy,
a
but
hidden thing, and that became a big thing after the election.
yeah, it's really is crazy. But then you want to look at him and go, and you're gonna flirt with breaking the fabric of our democracy and fighting for a third term? Are you nuts? Like, I don't think he can finish this term at this point. Like, it's going to be another Biden situation. They got their little puppet that goes and bombs the sand people on their behest, and they're happy.
Status quo.
Status quo. And we'll give you a golden toilet.
Yeah, it's just one of those, how serious he is about a third term, or is he saying it in jest because he knows it riles up people on both sides? You know what I mean?
So true.
So you don't know. If it's always been hard to take him at face value. You never know truly where he stands.
That's a fair point.
But won't surprise us.
Yeah, that's
I don't think
where
it
I'm
surprised
at.
Anybody here?
Well, and if there's one clear position we've declared definitely the last year, is we feel totally betrayed by this administration and the political path they've chosen. And then you've got somebody like Speaker Mike Johnson scolding you of the dangers of what would happen if they lose the midterms. Darn it, you can't do this to them.
We were to lose the midterms, heaven forbid. These Democrats, y'all, impeachment's not even the big concern. They will turn every committee of Congress into an investigative body, and they'll go after the president's family, the cabinet, his donors and friends.
I mean, they already did that. That's the funny thing. They've done that before, so it'd be doing it again.
I'm also sitting here going, but again, he's a felon thing always has an asterisk because that's illegitimate.
Yeah.
So don't tempt me with a good time. It's like I'm not in on the witch hunt BS.
Right.
But I think at this point there's enough out there to legitimately get you guys. You should have legitimate concerns.
Right.
We don't want another Thomas Hickey. Like dabba dabba yabba dabba do. What are you doing? You're getting hickeys out here. I love me a hickey. I'm a hickey boy.
Instead of calling it a blemish on his record, call it a hickey.
That's what he lives for. Anyway, nobody would humble these Republican buffoons better than Thomas Massey when he goes, wait, this is your making, and totally destroys these claims.
For the SAVE Act, but I think it's a distraction from our real problems. I think it's ironic that we control the House, the Senate, the Supreme Court, and the White House, and we're yelling election fraud. I mean, we won all the damn elections.
I just love the path this administration is taking, is the preparation for a claim of election fraud,
right,
as they've taken before. But yet the primary that got Thomas Massey wasn't. Like, pick a side. It's either all fraud or it's not.
It's just a shame that that's going to be the common discourse in every election going forward, no matter who's in power. And it started years ago.
That's a great point.
Yeah. It feels like every election cycle, they're always claiming fraud, illegitimate election to some modicum of degree. It's just the hypocrisy of being completely in charge of all three branches of government and claiming premeditating fraud.
Right.
You know,
Well, and again, it's calling fraud when it doesn't go your way, but then
it's
marking it totally legitimate when you're in control.
Right.
It's a sad way of approaching it, and it shows how bottomless the Republican Foundation is right now.
Oh yeah.
And you know, in a system where you kind of get curious about its legitimacy anymore, it is interesting when you have a Republican base that in any other instance had all the power.
Right.
Like, look at the cultural shift when Trump won.
Oh,
we literally did a funeral for Pride Month.
Right.
Here. That's the first time that word has been said, and it's the last day of the month that we've said it on this show. And it's an acknowledgement that we were putting it behind us. There was a significant cultural shift back to tradition, and not the stupid ass social narrative, but just a culture, a shared culture of principles. Doesn't matter your race or background, a shared culture. We were getting back to patriotism and how they were able to fumble that ball. And it's almost, it makes you wonder, how calculated is this thing? You know, how much of this is a Shakespearean show? Before, you never thought the Democrats would lose. Then Trump wins again, shifts the whole paradigm. And within 2 years, the Democrats are the logical decision again. To me, that is a perfectly calculated show where we just keep weaning between the two. It's either Pepsi or it's Coca-Cola. That way, you're never even thinking about RC Cola. And the fact that we're sitting here going, well, you know, the Republicans or the Democrats could win, and it's rightfully so. What?
Yeah, I mean, rightfully so is putting a weird quotation around it, but yeah, I see what you're saying. That pendulum swing.
Yeah. Well, dude, you've got a Nick Fuentes out here screaming at the top of his lungs that true hardcore Republicans need to vote Democrat this year because they deserve to learn their lesson. It's like, that's a part of the discourse right now.
Right.
That's crazy.
That's the lesson then too.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right. And then Mike Johnson and the gang, the pedo protectors, they just look at you and go, this is your fault. What are you talking about?
How dare you get us in trouble?
What, you're going to leave us?
Yeah.
I can't believe how many people with the last name Trump in a campaign screamed about the disclosure of Epstein. And then it was not even 6 months in. What, are we still talking about that? Yeah, bitch, we are. Yes, sir. You ran on that.
Yep.
JD Vance can't go on Theo Vaughn's podcast and go, yeah, we should figure that shit out. And then just not do it. Wait, no, that's what we voted for. That's what we voted for.
God, we got to start doing that to all of them.
That's what we voted for. It's a sad time, but there's always been one thing that has kept us grounded, the rock bed of this whole dang thing. And it's the Constitution. Proud believer in the Constitution.
250 years strong.
250 years strong. Proud believer of the Constitution. So,
real quick, the Constitution is not 250 years old. Just
no,
keep
it's like
that in mind.
237 or something like that, right?
Yeah. It was 1790 that the Constitution was made. Before that, our
well
first
done.
form of government was the Articles of Confederation.
Right.
That's why we have a Doug. Well done, Doug. Thank you.
I aced my history.
He knows his stuff. We'll see. We'll see at the end of the episode. But the Constitution, the rock bed to this experiment we so proudly embrace.
Would you consider us still an experiment at this point? Would you consider?
I
it
would say,
still-
in terms of comparison to long dynasties, I don't think we've even scratched the surface yet. I think it's substantial, but
Roman Empire lasted longer.
way longer.
I guess that's true. I'm just trying to contextualize 250 years compared to other dynasties, I guess.
I mean,
the British Empire, that was definitely longer than 250 years. I'm not mistaken.
I mean, some would argue, or the British would like to argue that they still have their British Empire.
Right.
But no, they don't.
I am asking AI, so take it with a grain of salt. What are the time lengths of the longest great empires in world history?
1,500 years.
1,500 years is the Roman Empire. That's the lowest on this list. Then you've got the Pandian Empire, 1,800 years. The Egyptian Empire, about 3,000 years. So we're about halfway on the Ottoman Empire, 624 years. The Holy Roman Empire, 844 years. What is that, Doug? The Khmer, what is that? Khmer Empire, Southeast Asia, 629 years. And I guess, so the most is the Egyptian Empire, but right up behind them is Imperial China, 2,100 years.
I always wondered. I was thinking about this on the way here, considering I didn't know we were going to kind of touch on this, but I'm just thinking, name of the episode, 250 years. And just kind of the conversations we have about this country. And I'm looking at those empires there, and I was like, I wonder how long into their empires their own people were having discussions about their quote unquote experiment of this empire, considering theirs is mainly eminent domain.
And again, why is this an experiment? Yeah. Why does it get to have that type of categorization? Mm-hmm. Because it's the first of its kind. Mm-hmm. Those folks don't get to have that talk.
Right.
Why? Because what they're living in is told to them.
Yes.
Why? Because it's either a dictator, it's either an Egyptian pharaoh who's been appointed by God. Right. It's lords above you telling you how you're going to live. I don't think there's ever been this type of discourse because there wasn't a local pub that you could just grab the newspaper. Again, one of the common traits we've talked about on the show a lot. One of the major evolutionary steps in America's revolution was the creation of the printing press at the same time as local developments of pubs and bars, cafes. Now you have a contextual print of politics that, whether you agree or disagree, starts the conversation. And then you had local watering holes where folks would meet. Think of the Wild Wild West. That wasn't a very common lifestyle. Places like Pompeii, sure, they had brothels and community areas. Rome certainly did. But again, Rome was a republic.
Right.
When you look at Egypt, I'm told God's chosen people built those things, not aliens. They didn't really have a choice in the whole shindig.
We all know the lizards built it.
Yes.
No, it was aliens. It was definitely aliens. Now, could those aliens be lizards? Maybe. I don't think so. I think it's the Greys. I think the Greys did some work over there in Egypt.
But it was kind of an interesting thought I guess I had, because I'm thinking of these other empires, and you contextualize it perfectly, where it's, yes, we are given the freedom to discuss this experiment openly, freely, without.
Because it's the first democracy fully in the hands of the people. Well, it isn't. It isn't even fully in the hands of the people. It's just the most it's been in the hands of the people.
Do you think there will be another experiment like the United States?
100%. Dude, think about how many people like us. Do you know how much my brain doesn't stop?
This World Cup is
look at Elon. He's like, I'm sitting here. What was my comment going to be? My initial comment was going to be this. I sit here and romanticize in all of the theories constantly running through my head. And it's like, where could I go? Where could we restart this? How could I, carry this same passion in a new community and try again? I'm all about it. I'm not even scratching the surface of the highest tiers of that thought. Elon Musk goes, bitch, I'm making a penis rocket and going to a whole new planet. I'm really starting anew.
United States of Mars.
Yeah, dude. And he will be like, my daughter ain't coming. No trans people. My planet. And then you'll have two different planets. I'm sitting here thinking, how do we split the country in half for an amicable divorce? And he's like, keep the planet. Keep it. I'd rather live like sandy cheeks in a dome on the desert planet than live with you confused aliens.
Yeah, their first conundrum up there. Water.
I'm a he, her, him. Water. So, Constitution is a rock bed of this whole darn shindig. And here is Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick just a couple days ago.
Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Governor.
To him. That was
that it is Dan Patrick. I'll give you that, Doug.
Yeah, I'll give it that.
Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick.
Lieutenant Dan.
Kind of bringing down the hammer and humbling some of the folks as far as where the separation of church and state is actually grounded. His claim being it ain't in the Constitution. And of course, that's got some people in a tizzy.
Technically, the Constitution does say any powers not granted to the federal government lie with the state. So if it's not there, then it's a state power.
Again, the separation of church and state is not in the Constitution. And from this day forward, if anyone...
Hold on. We got to watch it again. Just watch Trump react. It is not in the Constitution. Say what? the president.
Even he knows that's not true.
Love or hate him, he is still funny. He is still funny.
Wait, what?
You can't teach people to be smart. We could try. You definitely can't teach people to be funny. He's just got that.
Yeah, he's just got that.
Again, the separation of church and state is not in the Constitution. And from this day forward, if
He's
anyone
finally
says
listening
that to you
at 80.
and they're in public office or serve in any agency in any official capacity, they have to point out exactly where you have violated the Constitution, because you have not. And from this day forward, that phrase should have no power over people of all faiths ever again.
Thank you.
That's blurring the line a little bit too much, but I do have to say, Doug and Lieutenant Dan actually are correct. But you have to look at it with a very narrow factual point of view. The exact phrase, as Doug had indicated earlier on, about separation of church and state does not appear anywhere in the U.S. Constitution or its amendments. The relevant text in the First Amendment, however, is Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. The Establishment Clause prevents the federal government from creating an official national religion or favoring one religion over others. And then this is also the Free Exercise Clause, which protects individuals' rights to practice their religion. So looking at Article 4, we also see that it bans religious tests for federal office, because there was initial parts where a lot of the state constitutions were requiring the declaration of a religion or even a Christian God. I think that was in Pennsylvania.
I think, what was it? JFK was like the first Catholic president or something.
Yes, JFK was the first Catholic
president. That was like a huge thing, which surprised me. I was like, wow, there are a lot of Catholics in this country, and that one surprised me.
No, I agree.
Yeah, I agree, honestly.
But you got to remember, Catholic, very different than Christian, and that's actually probably going to be a piece that resurfaces.
Very common
in the
misunderstanding
episode.
too,
right?
In this country.
Yep. The metaphor comes from Thomas Jefferson's 1802 letter to the Danbury Baptist Association, where he wrote the First Amendment built a wall of separation between church and state. Jefferson was explaining the amendment's intent. The federal government shouldn't interfere with religion or establish one, but the phrase itself isn't constitutional text. Interesting concept, but kind of using the Constitution as a little bit of a transition. We had some breaking news coming out of today. I don't know if you guys saw. There was a Supreme Court decision that came down, and boy, is Justice Clarence Thomas upset But the declaration by the Supreme Court is that they came out in favor of birthright citizenship, saying that it is protected by the Constitution, which kind of lays about a scary precedent. So let's get into, firstly, right off the bat, Mike Johnson's initial reactions. Of course,
well, real quick, Alex, you say how that makes a scary precedent. There would be no precedent if Trump had really pushed it to go to court so hard. It'd still be that gray area, and if he had better case, maybe it wouldn't have this precedent. I really blame Trump, and now he didn't get the outcome he wanted either, and now it's ingrained in law by the highest court.
Right. So here's Mike Johnson's initial impression right off of finding out the news.
Looks at this. Oh dear.
That the decision is children born in the United States, parents unlawfully or temporarily present, are subject to the jurisdiction of the United States and are citizens at birth under the 14th Amendment Citizenship Clause. What's your reaction to that, Mr. Speaker?
Well,
This is real time.
I need to read the opinion, okay? But obviously you could say that's a textualist, originalist view. However, I do think that this has been grossly abused in recent years, okay? And that is the case that was being made by the plaintiffs in the case, and we're very sympathetic to that because it is a serious problem. We have it's become a birthing tourism, they call it, a trend where people would just come and you just come onto the soil and have your child, and then they're able to avail themselves of the welfare state and everything else. It's been abused. It's one of those things that was intended to serve a noble and important purpose and has been thwarted and overused and abused. And so I'm sure that we'll continue to look at that. I mean, I'm sure the conclusion from this opinion is going to be that you got to amend the Constitution to fix that. As we all know, it's a big challenge to amend the Constitution. It's only happened 27 times in our whole nation's history. And the reason is because you got to have 2/3 of both chambers of Congress and 3/4 of the states to ratify. It's usually at least a many years long process and very complicated. We'll see. I'm sure there's going to be lots of discussion about that. I will say I'm very disappointed in that outcome. I think it subjects the country to serious challenges going forward, and we'll have to deal with it as a Congress.
I mean, yeah, I'm pretty disappointed about that outcome as well.
Oh, it's heartbreaking. One of the things that I learned in immigration law school is how Russians have annex homes across the border from Maine in Canada, and they just funnel pregnant Russian women. And then right when they're about to birth, they jet them over the border. They give birth in Maine, and now they've got a sleeper cell Russian that is now a dual citizen. And that's just one of the countries that has an incentive in taking advantage of this against us, let alone just the malfeasance of regular independents, not even nationals, or just expats that are trying to make anew, taking advantage of this situation without truly paying into the social contract that feeds them, provides all these resources. But I'll tell you, you might be mad. I might be mad. Mike Johnson's got some thoughts, but nobody's more upset about this than Justice Clarence Thomas. And he had some choice words that I think I can get behind.
Progressivism seeks to replace the basic premises of the Declaration of Independence, and hence our form of government. It holds that our rights and our dignities come not from God, but from government. It requires of the people a subservience and weakness incompatible with a constitution premised on the transcendent origin of our rights.
Based. He wrote a 91-page scathing dissent for this. And what's funny is there were all these clips last night on my Twitter and on my TikTok. They caught him in Congress, and they're like, what kind of sketchy deal was going on here? What are you doing in Congress yesterday? Clearly, he was venting to other people like, yeah, we're cooked. This is coming down, and this is what it's going to be no matter what.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't see this being an issue that changes.
Nobody, I think, makes a stronger argument to this effect, though, than Representative Chip Roy when he found out about this in chambers. And again, raises some great positions.
I've gotten to know Jocelyn Nungare as a dear friend, or her mother, Alexis Nungare, is a dear friend for the loss of her daughter, Jocelyn. We're well advised of Laken Riley. We're well advised of those who have lost loved ones, Kayla Hamilton and many others, and we're hearing more here. And you're right, Ms. Gorman, we can't have enough. We can keep having hearings and keep allowing these people to put the pictures up of the people who have been murdered because we allowed our borders to be used as some sort of plaything. And now today, the United States Supreme Court manufacturing out of thin air a complete abomination of a ruling by the Chief Justice suggesting that you can simply become a citizen from being born on dirt, thereby validating the abhorrent practice of baby factories and moving people here to be born to be able to become a citizen, leaving us under no choice but to do what we must do to say, pause immigration, just stop it. Stop all immigration, because if it's gonna be exploited for people to come here when they're pregnant, people to allow somebody who's working for the Chinese Communist Party and to come here and have children to become American citizens, and then have our laws exploited like they were under the previous administration. It is why this Congress should act to pause all immigration. This Congress should act immediately to codify what the president has been doing to close the loopholes under asylum and parole, the catch and release policies, and to codify those that a future Biden and Mayorkas administration cannot do to the American people what these radical leftists did to the American people. And
a lot of the goofy rhetoric, but it's the point that I think he raises some good points, but it's a lot of that goofy conservative rhetoric too.
I think the only true option at this point, because the Supreme Court's our highest point, the only way for that to get overridden is if Congress were to pass an amendment and it get approved. That's really at this point now with the Supreme Court codifying it.
You're not wrong. You're 100% right.
That's about it.
But here's the problem, Doug. That's why we played the clip of Mike Johnson doing his temper tantrum. Yeah. They're going to lose that majority here soon. Yeah. And by the time this is actually able to get legs, if they were to take that route, there's going to be a whole new Congress.
Well, and like even just passing it through Congress, you then have to have a majority, was it 2/3 of states like ratify it as well. So each state then has to vote on it and get it ratified. And that is a very lengthy process as well.
So true.
Yeah. Yeah. The founding fathers were very bright and intelligent men for their time, but what they did not anticipate was international travel being seamlessly done within the span of a day.
So true. So true.
Yeah. In 1790, that's a 4-month boat ride to get over there.
1776, we need people.
Yeah, that's the whole reason.
We need folks, guys.
Yeah. We needed people here, and that's the whole reason we have that. But like, that's why it's like, as good as this is, you got to remember the spirit of the law at the time, why they did it. And now we are overcrowded. Yep. We have people that want to do us harm and people that don't want to like melt.
You can't have
we're
people,
a melting pot and proud of it.
You can't have people with poisonous water and starving and be like, nah, but we can take on more. Bring them in. Bring them in.
Yep. Yep.
Here, let's finish this.
Under questioning by my colleagues that we need to have more taxpayer money going to the local jurisdictions to make up for what they caused. And then criticize the administration and this Congress for putting money aside for ICE and Border Patrol to do the job that administration wouldn't do. And by the way, get that funding by having to figure out how to use reconciliation to do it, because Democrats refuse to appropriate money to secure our communities and to make sure that our people would not be murdered. It's the absolute chutzpah to be here testifying, having had a hand in South America working to end run our laws and put people into the United States that resulted in the deaths of
We've made a lot of pointing in today's episode. I gotta tell you,
I will say though, one thing whenever you touched on it already, but I can't stand some of these clips though when they start getting into their majorly conservative rhetoric.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, we get it.
What is this, a caricature?
I know. It's like, I get it.
Stop cartoonizing my very real point.
Yes. It's a very simple point.
Right.
You don't need to contextualize it to the most conservative value way.
Well, but again, it's kind of like we've used Fox News to MK Ultra. Right. You're a conservative dad. Right. I need to be able to trigger his
Right.
I must vote on this.
When in reality,
we are against birthright citizenship.
When in reality, it's just a simple concept of saying, hey, your whole Maine argument with the Russians in Maine.
That's enough.
Does that sound good to you? Does that sound right? No, I didn't think so.
But you got to get some Fox News yelling points with the finger.
Right. We got to get
then
the
you
people
really
in
get it.
Iowa pissed too.
But I got to say, we're not just lost. This is the Rethink Tank. And we're not just lost in an echo chamber of ideas. Yeah, I got to tell you, that is the cover. Like if you get a new makeup net or wig, like a costume wig, that's just like to make sure it gets to you in one piece. You've got like a click to him real quick. He's doing take that off. The grandma's cafeteria lady net.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I was like, man, this thing is.
Oh my God, look at it. It's really cutting your.
Like, this thing is really digging in. That's why I took.
You could have been a cafeteria lady. Yeah, I was noticing and I was wondering.
Sloppy Joe's.
Chris Farley, baby.
Oh, this is much better. This is much more free.
It looks better too. Looks good.
You should have told me that. I was like, I'm looking at yours. You got the locks. You look so freeing, and I'm over here like I look like I'm wearing a helmet, and it's squeezing me.
And you did.
This thing was hurting after a while. That's why I took the hat off.
But you look good now.
Thanks.
Right? Feel better?
Oh, I could feel the air in my. I could feel the air in my hair.
Ron Weasley. So. This is the Rethink Tank, and we don't just get ourselves lost in an echo chamber. I'm not going to berate you with one side of the argument and not even show you a little bit of the winning argument. So here is Justice Ketanji Jackson making the core argument that preserved birthright citizenship.
Just the one that was at the Met Gala.
I was thinking about this, and I think there are various sources that say this. That you obviously have permanent allegiance based on being born in whatever country you're from. That's what everybody recognizes. But you also have local allegiance when you are on the soil of this other sovereign. And I was thinking, I, a U.S. citizen, am visiting Japan. And what it means is that, if I steal someone's wallet in Japan, the Japanese authorities can arrest me and prosecute me. It's allegiance, meaning can they control you as a matter of law? I can also rely on them if my wallet is stolen to, under Japanese.
I need you guys to know international law is its own course. Like it's its own thing. Like you learn it. That's a thing. It's its own body. And
Japanese law go and prosecute the person who has stolen it. So there's this relationship based on, even though I'm a temporary traveler, I'm just on vacation in Japan, I'm still locally owing allegiance in that.
Allegiance. That's such a misuse of a non-legal word. But she does use, terms of art like temporary traveler. And how does someone like this even have a law degree, let alone one of the 9 most powerful attorneys in the world, or at least in our country? What's that, Doug?
It was a simpler time.
Sure. It's this time right now. It's literally the present. But I need you to know your relationship with a foreign country is its own field of law.
Right.
That's how these sovereign citizens exist and become a pain in our butt at our court, because there is a whole faction of law that you can twist and manipulate that the statutes and precedents that create international law.
Right.
Who's the court above Japan and America? You're an American citizen. He's a Japanese citizen. Who's above you guys?
Not the IOC.
There's international courts, and there's ways of diplomacy on who gets to host that court. Venue. I mean, literally the rules of that civil procedure, not criminal, but your citizenship isn't criminal. That's a civil type relationship. The fact that for you to be that's how people get lost or really kick up the dust of difficulty around these camera tickets, because you have to prove subject matter jurisdiction, venue. How do we choose you versus a Japanese guy, which court you go to? Oh, well, you littered in Japan. You're going to be in Japan, buddy. But did you know, as an American citizen, you have rights and protections? You could get an international lawyer to fly his bootay down to Japan and help you out.
I mean, it's not like we own them for a short time or anything.
Venezuela.
I don't think that relates.
You go in with vibration guns and jumble up some people in Venezuela.
Right.
Now you get an American attorney to assist you in Venezuelan law. Her understanding of a temporary traveler versus the citizen itself. Because I'm being now criminalized in Venezuela, doesn't in at all, now I'm under the oppression of Venezuelan law. Brittany Griner goes there and puffs in Russia. That clearly didn't make her a Russian citizen. And this is one of the most powerful attorneys in our country.
Yeah, I mean, she got halfway through talking about that, and the first thought in the back of my head was, what does this have to do with legitimate citizenship?
You know, what does it have to do with legitimate citizenship? It's exactly as Clarence Thomas said.
Yeah, and now I started thinking about him.
You go back to how the liberalification of our politics is poisoning the country. It's poisoning our laws, and it's poisoning the national ideology. The fact that we prioritized charade or theatrical empathy over logic. That's the modern moment. That's what marks 250 years. And that's why Clarence Thomas is so riled up today, and he's just out here pointing at everybody.
I thought this was real.
Got you, baby.
I genuinely, for a moment, I thought it was real until I saw the basketball court. I genuinely thought this was a real clip.
You got him. You're ruining the country. You got to give it to him.
Especially the way he worded it was so eloquently. It's like, oh, an attorney. And then she's like trying to speak it. And she's like, imagine if you were in Japan and you littered. And I was like, what?
Now you're a Japanese citizen because you have allegiance to them. Misuse of all the words. Actually.
I was like, why would that mean
all the words?
Why would that mean I have allegiance to
allegiance?
Japan?
What? Someone get her a dictionary again.
I thought super bizarre. I thought we used to pledge allegiance every morning in school.
They don't even know how to do that anymore.
Yeah, I
for better
always
or for
thought
worse.
It was weird we did that too, and then we stopped once we hit high school. It just wasn't a thing anymore.
Yeah, we stopped. Now I kind of wish we didn't stop, considering where we're at now.
It makes you wonder.
Now it's just a little reminder. Hey, remember this place?
I hate it. You should leave. No.
Now they kiss the chalkboard and act like it's something.
Kiss the chalkboard.
Or the whiteboard, whatever they want to call it now.
Smartboard.
That one.
Yeah, we'll kiss the smartboard.
They have to recalibrate.
Exactly. You know, Justice Thomas kind of will close out with his really great point about how you need to think.
I think if we don't stand up and take ownership of our country and take responsible for it, we are slowly letting others control how we think and what we think. I think the beauty of going to school is that you learn how to think for yourselves. You develop the discipline to think things through. If you think it's losing confidence, then you get up and you participate. You don't sit on the sidelines. You think that the state is being run and inconsistent with how you feel, then you get up and you participate. You prepare yourself. If you think that the medical profession is not right, well, you become a doctor or be a medical person, and you deal with that. I think we need to take ownership of our country. It's our country.
We need to take ownership of our country. It's our country.
Spot on.
Spot on, spot on, spot on. But then there's American anarchists that just say you need to throw it all away. I'm not one to jump at bringing this character into our show, but it is an interesting concept or thought experiment, and I'd like to take the opportunity to refute it as well, because I think a lot of people feel this level of frustration. But here's Sam Hyde posing the argument that we need to just throw away the whole Constitution.
Constitution has failed. I don't care about some fucking piece of paper. I don't. I went to high school. I learned about the Constitution. I know about the Holocaust and slavery. I saw it in a movie. I know about the Constitution. I saw that in the movies too. But in real life, it would appear that the Constitution is a fucking toilet rag that only gets thrown in our faces when it can be used against us, when it can be used to fuck with us, to make us poor, to displace us in our neighborhoods, to help us lose our jobs, to make it so that the jobs don't exist. That's when the Constitution is defended the most effectively, is when it can be used to make you ineffective. It's an artifact from a completely different planet. It's from a white country that was run by white Christian men. Does South Africa have a constitution?
I think so.
That's a ChatGPT deep research question. Does South Africa have a constitution? More importantly, has it helped them?
It is interesting how, like Christianity, it's used as a cudgel against its believers by people who actively don't follow it.
Yep.
And don't believe in it.
If you have opponents who are playing by the rules and you don't have any mandate to play by the rules, why wouldn't you use their rules against them? South Africa has a constitution.
I guess at the end, they do have a constitution. Interesting concept to just take on the position that we need to throw the whole darn thing away.
Yeah, I don't agree with him, but I understand why he feels that way.
Right.
Like, I can't even really argue his points. I can argue his points, but I can understand why he has those points. I guess
Right.
is a better way to word it.
Perfectly said. I mean, whenever people become frustrated with the system, there are always voices that say the answer is simple. Throw it out. The Constitution is outdated. It was written for a different time. We need to start over. Now, I'll be the first to admit that the Constitution isn't perfect. No serious student of history would argue that it is. The men who wrote it weren't perfect either, and neither is the document they produced. But here's the question: compared to what? Because criticism is easy. Building something that lasts for nearly 250 years is hard. The Constitution wasn't written because its authors believed they could predict every problem America would ever face. It was written to establish enduring principles: limited government, separation of powers, individual liberties, checks and balances, and then create a framework capable of adapting through amendments, legislation, and judicial interpretation. That's why it's often described as a living document, not because its meaning changes with every political trend, but because it contains a process for improving itself without abandoning the foundation altogether. And that's the genius of it. When a house needs repairs, you don't automatically bulldoze the foundation. You strengthen it. You renovate it. You replace what no longer works while preserving the structure that has kept the building standing. History is filled with governments that promised a fresh start, new constitutions, new revolutions, new utopias. Many collapsed into instability, authoritarianism, or civil conflict because they tore down institutions faster than they could build trustworthy replacements. Progress doesn't always come from starting over. Sometimes it comes from having enough wisdom to preserve what works while having enough humility to improve what doesn't. That's how engineers works. That's how science works. And ideally, that's how self-government works. The Constitution has survived wars, depressions, social upheaval, technological revolutions, and some of the most bitter political disagreements imaginable. Not because it's flawless, but because it was designed to be resilient. So if you think it needs improvement, make the case. Use the amendment process. Persuade your fellow citizens. Build a consensus. That's exactly what the Constitution was designed to allow. You didn't really plan for all of this money to change the will of the people or guide those policies.
And now magic money.
And now magic money. But don't make mistake imperfection. But please don't mistake that imperfection for failure. Because after nearly 2.5 centuries, the burden isn't on proving that the Constitution has flaws. The burden is on proving that throwing it away would produce something better. And history suggests that's a much harder case to make.
Really good end to that. Those last 2 sentences, I felt really strong.
Yeah, burden shift.
Yeah, I feel really strongly about those last 2 sentences. And the one before.
Right.
It's got its flaws, but what do you do?
Right.
Get rid of it?
Because again,
make it better?
no matter how much I opine upon it and try to think of another way, this is the best chance we got.
Yes.
So make it work.
And to think it was constructed by a bunch of men dressed like us 250 years ago. I had no idea about, like you said, in that ending, the depression, the technological advancements, just the political discourse throughout this country. And it still firmly stands, and I think it should remain standing.
I agree. Make hay with as much of it as you can. Now, this is Catherine Burbelsing.
Say it 5 times.
Yes, Burbelsing. And I'm saying it right. Headmistress of the community school in the headmistress of the Michaela Community School in Great Britain. She is proclaimed as the strictest head mistress in Britain.
Young people swim in a culture of instant gratification and live your best life. You do you. Be who you want to be.
She does
and
that
if you
too
think Gen
naturally.
Z is bad, just you wait till you see Gen Alpha. The culture shift comes from what children learn at school and online. Ask any young person what history they learned at school, and they'll tell you Hitler. Ask them what else? Slavery. Ask them what else? American civil rights. In fact, what little they know of history will be all about black and brown people fighting for equality against the white man. Women fighting men for the vote. Gay and trans people fighting for various rights. Our young people have been taught that history is simply one long story about various groups struggling under the oppressive dead white man. Out with Dickens, Shakespeare, Kipling, and Wordsworth. We must decolonize. History is taught through an oppressor lens. The triangular slave trade, white men held the power. What about Britain ending the slave trade? More than a quick mention, if at all? No. What of the Arab slave trade that lasted 3 times as long as the triangular slave trade? No.
What the heck? Turn this off.
But it isn't just our schools. It's our general culture, too.
Is that supposed to be there?
Take your kids to a museum or an art gallery in any Western country, and you'll find the same narrative. As an example, I'm learning about aviation in London's Science Museum and the extraordinary feat that is man making massive machines move in the sky. A write-up on the wall explains that women and black people were historically barred from aviation schools and the military. Similarly, James Watt, the man who invented the steam engine and is considered the founder of the Industrial Revolution, has a write-up on the wall explaining that his early career involved slave trafficking with a bonus analysis of the whole of Britain's complicity in the slave trade. They flatten the entire human story and all of its complexities into the narrative of oppressor and oppressed, leaving young people unable to see the world in any other terms.
Hold on.
Very eloquent, even for a...
Skibbity-bibbity-boo!
Yeah, I mean, it's still eloquent.
How can children feel that they belong to their country when they are immersed in an educational culture that teaches that their country is merely an evil oppressor? Children are the future, and yet we are teaching them to have contempt for their elders, whose oppressive world needs overthrowing by a new world of young, arrogant anti-racists who know better than we do. We older Westerners are cutting off the branches upon which we sit because of the guilt some of us feel for being white and privileged. We look at Mandami, the mayor of New York, and Zach Polanski, the very popular leader of the Green Party amongst the under-30s in the UK, and we wonder what on earth is going on. Why are our young people voting for and cheerleading these Marxist and really quite extreme politicians? Few of us understand how much the online world reinforces this culture of the oppressor versus the oppressed. Victimhood saturates every video, whether it's about a foreign war, transphobia, or racism, and white guilt lingers everywhere. It should not come as a surprise that our young people's moral core does not recognize complexity or nuance. They have been formed by school and the online world to make one judgment only: oppressor or oppressed, good or bad, and they are desperate not to be seen as racist. We see this most starkly with our young police officers. Well, I'm here to tell you, that's on us. We don't care about childhood, and then we wonder why our children have imbibed the wrong values.
Oh man, it came full circle. It came full circle. Oh snap.
All right, before we get into the discourse about everything she just said, I just want to make one comment. They need to hire her for the Harry Potter TV show.
To be who?
Any teacher.
McGonagall.
She would be great.
She'd be great. I think she'd be.
So do you stand by? She is the strictest headmistress in London.
Yes, but it's funny when you say strictest, you think harsh, and for her, her harshness wasn't
just passion.
Yes, yeah, like she very. I felt what she was saying. Funny enough, I actually tell me her name again. I'm interested in this individual.
Catherine Burblesing.
Right,
and she is passionate. Do you want to see her get even more passionate? Here's her calling BS on anti-racism. Ladies got away with the words. Like I said, I'm a fan of Miss Burblesing.
Donald Trump is in the White House, and suddenly all these DEI initiatives are falling by the wayside. I mean, immediately. All of the big KPMG and Google and all of these institutions, suddenly, no, we don't want these anymore. Nobody believes in this stuff. It is all performative. It is all pretense. Everybody's doing it because they don't want to be called a racist. They're not doing it because they actually believe that it's right. The thing is, all of this anti-racism, I mean, all we're doing is lining the pockets of Ibram X. Kendi and all these people who are becoming billionaires out of our stupidity and our inability to stand up for what's right. What they're saying is wrong. Once upon a time, we wanted to not be racist. That's what we wanted. But they say, no, you can't be not racist. You have to be anti-racist. Right. So it's not good enough to just try and be a good person. It's not good enough to be kind and be grateful for what you've got, all of the values that we teach our children. No, that's not good enough. You have to go out and seek out the racism.
I spoke too soon. She needs to be Miss Frizzle. Because those outfits and that hair, she'd be perfect.
Oh, yeah. Guys, we're going to the lower intestine of your student Billy today.
And don't be racist.
Don't be. No, you can be as racist as you want. I'm all for it. I'm a cool teacher.
Actually, I'm a fan. I've seen 2 clips. I'm a fan.
Big fan. Somebody that I'm not a fan of, Jasmine Crockett. This is, she lives on the other side of the narrative. She has to, her whole existence is defined by beating people over the head of victimhood of racism. But I love a good opportunity coming out of this week where she gets humbled front and center. They're kind of rehashing the liberal position is Charlie Kirk got everything he deserved. And the conservative position is that whether you agree with him or not, that's not the way to resolve discourse in this country. But the Democrat will always support those type of radical type positions. Anyway, Jasmine Crockett is sitting here defending how much, we should be celebrating what Charlie got. He's a terrible person. And when people are kind of going around the room explaining what's your reasoning for why Charlie Kirk is getting what he deserves, and Jasmine Crockett has always leaned on his comment about DEI. His DEI comment revolved around African-American pilots. And nothing's more lovely because I will call her when I'm about to call her, because she started her career as a well-spoken, articulated lawyer and then became a cartoon for politics to get your vote. So I want you to see one ghetto congressperson get totally humbled by a skilled professional.
I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. Does that sound like a hater or not?
That sounds like a racial stereotype.
Okay,
That
sounds
sounds
good
like
to
a
me.
hater.
I had a previous colleague that talked about seeing a black pilot and what that would mean to Charlie Kirk's comments. And it's funny, black pilot here, by the way. I actually went to flight school, West Point graduate, learned how to fly the Apache helicopter, went to flight school in 2005. You see, there was no DEI. We just simply competed with everyone else, and I was selected, fought in combat, went on to fly 55 combat air missions, and nobody gave a damn what I looked like because I got there on merit. What DEI does is it lowers standards based on race and based on gender.
You know, it's funny
Crazy
hearing the passion coming from him. And again, he said 2005, so that's 2 decades ago now. I wonder if he had to teach then at some point and was given these DEI standards to kind of teach by. And
Yeah,
looking
you'd
at it
imagine.
going, this is
Even if he's not teaching and he's in the private practice.
Right.
Here's somebody that goes, wait. I just competed based on merit and soared past people regardless of what they looked like. And now you are going to lower the standard to make it so that more people look like me.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to make my community raise to a higher standard versus lowering the social standard to meet their low abilities.
And it's not even just his community specifically. I know in that context of the conversation it was, but it's just like even broader across the board.
And again, some clown like Jasmine Crockett's trying to tarnish Charlie Kirk and diminish that position by saying, when Charlie Kirk goes, when you lower the standards simply because of a mutable characteristic that means nothing, it's going to make me start questioning people that look like that demographic that are in that professional world. The pure existence of his story diminishes her whole position.
Right.
The fact that there were people of my demographic that could not even meet the standard but soar above it. The accolades he's getting at West Point aren't just average. This isn't flying a Southwest commercial plane. This is a highly skilled professional that in no way needed the standard lower to him. And in more so, the position he's at requires that high level of standard. And you're going to lower it just so you can have more people that look like me?
Yeah, that individual Apache helicopter could probably fly that thing to the exact square foot you ask him to.
Oh, yeah.
In the most stressful of situations.
Yeah, sandstorming.
Right.
I'll get you right there.
Yep.
I'll get you right there.
Get you in and out. We're all
But
gonna be
because,
safe.
you know, Terrell can't read, we got to lower standards so that way we could just make everybody feel good. What's up, Doug?
No, let's be honest. There are certain occupations that I don't care who they are, what they are. I just want them to be qualified. And
Right. Please land me.
Pilot is one of them. I'm sorry. I just want you to get me from point A to point B alive.
Pilot, surgeon. just
Surgeon.
name two.
Yeah.
Right.
I was talking to Will this past weekend about, and it came up one other time too, about an old journalist that kind of has fallen off, John Stossel, who kind of built the rock bed of my political and journalist understanding. Like I just looked up to this guy. He was all over mainstream media in the 90s, early 2000s, but then declared himself politically libertarian and was blackballed from the TV and journalist circuit. He took some time off and then created his own little independent network, which ain't no Tucker Carlson network.
Well,
but
few are.
You know, and again, unfortunately for John Stossel, he lost his fame before the age of social media. So he's kind of starting from the ground up.
I mean, Tucker
with
got a pretty decent handoff going right from Fox at that height of technology and podcasting straight to doing
to
something.
a free Twitter, a free roaming Twitter that was just bought by Elon Musk.
Right.
You know, like
So it is a hard apples and oranges comparison
exactly.
there.
And again, I gotta commend John Stossel for making hay with what he was given, still keeping some relevance and doesn't stop at least the quality of his work. So here's John Stossel interviewing Heather McDonald, and it is interesting hearing the very strong argument on how this disparate impact we're seeing is destroying America.
A disparate impact is destroying America. Most people don't even know what it is.
Disparate impact is the conceit that if there's a standard that blacks do more poorly at, it's discriminatory. I'll give you an example right out of the Biden administration.
Maryland State Police hoping to settle a U.S. Justice Department investigation into its alleged racial discrimination by paying almost $3 million.
The Maryland State Police wanted to make sure that the state troopers could read at a very basic level, because as a police officer, you're going to need to write police reports. Black applicants failed the test at higher rates than whites. The Maryland state troopers didn't intend to exclude black state troopers. Racism had nothing to do with it. It was a colorblind, neutral test of skills. But because it had a disparate impact on black applicants and disqualified more black applicants, the Biden Justice Department brought a suit against the Maryland State Police for having a discriminatory test.
Hiring tests that unfairly and unlawfully excluded them from employment.
This is ridiculous. Taxpayers should not be on the hook for this. It was not a racist department. Disparate impact means that an institution can be completely colorblind. It can want to have as many different races as possible. But if it has a standard that it's colorblind, meritocratic, but that blacks do poorly on, you got to throw out the standard. And it's not just sort of public service jobs like policing. Our taxpayers in New York recently paid out $2 billion in damages because the exam for licensing teachers in New York State, which I can tell you went through decades of being dumbed down to proleptically avoid disparate impact. Blacks still didn't do as well on it. Disparate impact is our greatest weapon against merit. It is the greatest weapon against excellence, and it is an abuse of the spirit of our civil rights laws, which was to say, we're going to allow everybody to reach their highest potential. We ban discrimination, but we do not ban excellence. We do not ban high expectations. We want all people to reach the same level of competence. We are going to have a single level of excellence in this society, and that is how we're going to move forward.
Heather McDonald shares more uncomfortable truths about race.
Check it out on the John Stossel Network. That being said, it is crazy to think about how, one, kudos to Heather, very passionate about what she's talking about. But go check it out. There was a time where a creep in Hollywood flew us out to have the Rethink Tank in Hollywood just so he could solicit naked photos from me. Very true. Hollywood is exactly what you think it is. But the
did you send
man of African descent that is of the homosexual persuasion, the crux of the whole podcast was a debate over equity versus equality. And I just want to just double down on why this is the exact reason why you need to focus on equality, opportunity, the equality of opportunity, not equality of outcome or equity. So, keeping of the same vein, so a little zhuzh of, she brought up the Constitution a little bit there too. So a little extra oomph, but one last spill of the tea as far as
not my tea,
little, but the politics
tea.
tea. So we got a little bit more of American politics coming out of this week. I got to tell you, this was a jam-packed week, and I saved the juiciest fruit for last. I mean, this plum is juicy.
You not do that. I just had to watch you eat a reptile like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that was weird.
I still hear it.
Oliver Tree, rest in peace. You should check out our episode. It was a very valiant ceremony or appropriate ceremony. So I want to get to Representative Anna Paulina Luna, chairwoman of the task force on the declassification of federal secrets.
Okay.
Coming out of this week is full disclosure as far as MK Ultra and our agency's involvement.
Paperclip brought over 1,600 German scientists into the United States government after World War II, including individuals who had conducted human experimentation in concentration camps. The CIA and military were aware of their backgrounds and recruited them anyways. In your research, did you find direct documentation between Paperclip scientists and the development of MKUltra's experimental protocols, specifically the use of mescaline, hypnosis, and sensory deprivation, which were techniques also documented at Dachau?
Dachau.
Absolutely. Kurt Blome, who was the chief of biological weapons development for the Nazi government, came to work for the CIA. So did Walter Schreiber, who was the Surgeon General of the Nazi Army. I can just tell a brief story. When I was researching my book, I found what I think might be the first secret CIA prison or black site.
CIA.
It's a nice chalet in Germany.
It's a nice chalet.
Secret CIA. It's the secret. It's not. There's the CIA. And then there's the secret CIA.
Please keep doing that. That's killing me.
There's the CIA. And then there's a secret CIA.
I'll say sucker and succotash.
The guy who now owns it took me into the basement. He said these were the cells where the MK Ultra officers, working side by side with Nazis,
Side by side?
Carried out those gruesome experiments, which were actually just continuations of the experiments that those Nazis had been conducting just a few years earlier right down the road.
Just for timeline and
God, I wanted
clarification,
to
these
say that.
experiments were happening after the Nuremberg trials, correct? So the CIA would have known that these were crimes against humanity.
I looked for an episode in which the Nuremberg doctrines were posted on the wall in some MK Ultra or CIA office, and I was never able to find any indication that those Nuremberg principles ever were even consulted, much less obeyed.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's adorable. But it gets stickier. I love that if you're going to do a little bit of congressional chaos like this, one of the homies on the board is Tim Burchett. Get that cowboy out here. He's got some questions.
5 minutes.
Thank you, Chair Lady. Thank y'all for being here. I remembered when all the talk about MK Ultra broke, and then they were talking about lawsuits, and there were lawsuits, and the CIA and the federal government said that this didn't exist, and then they came back and said, well, it does exist, and then, but we're not doing it anymore. I guess my question to y'all first is, which lie do we believe? Because
the crowd.
Thank you.
I love this right here.
Obviously, there was an open bar before this thing started, so thank y'all. But Dr. Kinzer, hit your mic, brother. You're not on the mic. It's an old CIA trick. I'm just kidding.
I put myself in the place of one of those senior
put
CIA
myself-
officers,
dude.
and I'm thinking to
I put myself in the place of the good guys. This is a side by side.
You're sounding like a mix of him and JFK right now.
Secret CIA.
And I'm thinking to myself, like the ones back in the 1950s. Well, other people must be doing this. We'd be falling behind if we don't do it. And nobody's looking over our shoulders. And that, I think, is your job. So I think there is a definite air of urgency and total secrecy. If any current research is going on, and if it's conducted in any comparable level of secrecy to the original MK Ultra, it's very deeply secret.
But one thing you said, though, it's going to be hard for Congress to act when they're so dadgum
Banana
confident.
with a middle finger.
We got another one of these. Listen, what you just said right there. Here's what I got for you. In short, in less words, what he just said was, yeah, even though we were supposed to stop, our job is to keep going as far as we can go. Your job is to catch us and stop us. I don't think that's what the forefathers were thinking. But wait, hold on. A tirade that I will, allow the audience to escape this time, that I have beaten us over the head multiple times in the past. What I learned, the biggest takeaway from administrative law that just changed my whole outcome, essentially, was that you've got your 3 branches of government that's been taught to you since the dawn of time. That is the fabric of our democracy. It's a balance. Yes. Some act, some check the others. The fact that we created agencies which are now a whole arm outside of the checks and balances, and they are allowed to create laws and are forced to police themselves. If you were to challenge one of these agencies, the FDA, you go to an FDA court, a kangaroo court. This whole thing is absurd, and they've built it outside of the core government that was predicted and thought upon 250 years ago, or 237. Okay, Doug, I get you. But I say all of that because it's wild for the agency to be like, yeah, no, I'm supposed to do as much of the crazy shit as I can. You're supposed to catch me and stop me. What are you, a bandit? What we just totally empower them? I'm going to do what I got to do, and you got to catch me. No.
You think they'd get someone else to be the speaker? That didn't sound like that, though.
Saccharine sabotage.
Yeah.
But the cherry on top, that kind of, there were a lot of highlights that came from this, and we can't listen to the whole darn thing, obviously. But my favorite is when we press the intelligence agencies about whether or not Jack Ruby and Charles Manson are assets of the intelligence agencies.
In your expert opinion, that Jack Ruby and Manson were assets of the intelligence agencies, specifically pertaining to MKUltra? Were they MKUltra victims?
Yeah, theoretically, Manson, I've never been able to prove absolutely. Jack Ruby, I believe, this is something else. The Warren Commission investigation, on the Warren Commission was Alan Dulles, the former CIA director, who authorized and ran MKUltra until he was fired by President Kennedy. The liaison to the committee for the CIA, who handled the information coming from the CIA back and forth to the Warren Commission, was Richard Helms, who was a direct supervisor of Jolly West. They knew who West was. They knew that what West was capable of and what they had paid him to do and what he had reported to them that he could do, including inducing mental disorders in people. That was never disclosed to the commission as far as anyone knows. So I believe that West was put in there to keep Jack Ruby from telling his story.
Wow. In closing, I just want to thank you all for being here today, and we will be following up, Dr. Kinzer, on your request to fully redact. I'll be following up personally with the director of the CIA, the MKUltra files that we do have. Also, as I noted earlier, there will be more that will be declassified, specifically pertaining to newly found records that were located in what we were discussing earlier. I did also want to just state that, for the record, in regards to what statements were made earlier regarding the German government, we will also be following up on that. If there are indeed people that were victims of this that have been buried, we would like to know who those people are and who their families are as well, in order to correct the historical wrongdoings of this government. Without further ado, I would like to state that all members have 5 legislative days within to submit materials and additional written questions for the witnesses that will be then forwarded to them. If there are no further business without objection, the task force stands adjourned.
This is exciting. You know, I'd like to get you guys, if you have any final thoughts on this kind of committee. I didn't even know this was going on. So for this to be coming through today, I'm like, and it adjourned for the day, obviously, but this ain't the end of this inquiry. It's like, this is new. These are topics we, as a government or as a social politic, we shy away from. You never see this scab picked.
This did not make the Fox 5 today.
Dude, it seems like an Avengers fantastical comic book. It doesn't seem like a real thing our government was practicing, which is using LSD and, noise and other forms of hypnosis to create severed psychosis or severed psychologies within one person, where you could trigger a B consciousness that has no awareness of the other or each other.
Not only that, but
That's
just
insane.
being able to completely name drop two famous people, and for him to immediate go, I think one, yeah, to the other, just for her response. I mean, kudos to her. She continued it perfectly after, but the immediate wow.
Yeah, none of us thought that was coming.
Yeah, just so bluntly, probably, and yes.
Yeah.
Just wow.
Wow. Well, we're going to do this again tomorrow. It's a cool place to be. It's a cool experiment.
I give her kudos for not pausing after the wow and letting the room kind of take it in. Right. Like, you all heard that, right?
Yeah. Let the record show. I mean, it's record. We're not going to do anything about it, but let the record show.
Just so you know, thousands of podcasts are going to pick this up.
Right.
They won't miss this.
So, considering all the greatness of America, we still got to remember that it's still the healthcare that people will travel across the world to pull out their wallets for. But I do also need to acknowledge, if we're going to be talking all the greatness, we also got to remember our healthcare kind of sucks.
My wife and I just got a letter from United Healthcare telling us that they're denying coverage for our
Luigi Mangione.
twins stay in the NICU. And if you thought that was inhumane, you're right. But listen to this. They didn't address it to me or my wife, like human adults. They addressed the letter to the baby.
Dear baby.
Sadly,
Dear
I guess
baby.
it is appropriate that our preemie baby's
been
first
rejected.
experience in the world is having its healthcare
Bills
coverage
due.
denied. I guess my only other question for United Healthcare is that if the baby was still in the womb, would you have sent the letter to my wife and had her eat it in order to get it to the baby?
Fair question.
Fair question.
I want a response to that.
Yeah. United Healthcare, what do you got to say? Your twin baby A is denied. Denied.
Twin baby B, approved.
You're good. Seems like he's going to have a cholesterol issue. We need to help him.
See, and that one's a little.
That one's got a limp.
Got a limp. He's crawling. He's going to be fine.
But there are, Doug, I got to tell you, maybe this will excite you. There are good things going on in the considerations of American health. One major pivotal case came out of this week. I think it was Will that found it. This was awesome. This really excited me. Parents charged after their 7-year-old dies weighing 255 pounds.
Dude, I saw that.
The parents, the O'Briens, are charged with murder, child abuse, and torture, with a 7-year-old weighing 255 pounds.
So, dude,
here's the O'Briens. These are
apparently-
good-looking folks. Look at them. Yeah.
Apparently, the last time the kid had gone to a doctor was 2024, and he weighed 105 pounds. So that's
I think it's a
in
girl.
less than 2 years. The dude, oh my God, at 255 pounds on a 7-year-old. Oh my God.
Well, and again, I like the precedent a case like this sets.
Oh, yes.
There is a burden on the parent. You shouldn't. Again, yes, God made it so that anybody can be a parent. You can all have babies. But that doesn't mean you should be one. And so in a world where you are neglectful or outright abusive, that is straight up abuse. And we've been kind of making these positions where that is a choice, whether you want to agree with it or not. We're going to get to it. But yeah, of course, FIFA folks are obsessed with it. You get a Chick-fil-A sandwich, that shit ain't easy. But because it ain't easy doesn't mean that has to be the way.
If you can't handle it, there's always a family out there willing to adopt.
Right.
I guarantee you that baby will find a home.
You're right. You're
And
right.
It sounds like it would have been better than that home.
Oh my God. And you wouldn't be
it would have been.
255 years old, 255 pounds.
It's funny, Doug, you mentioned that the last time the child went to the doctor was 2024 at 105 pounds. So gained 150 pounds in 2 years.
That's wild. What are you feeding it?
That's how much I weigh, 155 pounds.
The baby grew one will.
Yes. Not to, shrink myself even more on camera, but I weighed myself today 155.6 pounds.
Will,
that
you're-
baby ate me.
Well,
I'm
I
saying
don't
baby, that
know
child ate me
how
for
you're
years.
that amount of weight, though. I look at you and I wouldn't have guessed that amount of weight.
What would you have guessed, Doug?
like 130 to 140, now
What the
155. Like, because he's
What do you
so
think,
like
he's a
fit.
New York
He's so
bulimic
skinny.
model?
It doesn't look like this dude has any fat on him whatsoever. So with this height and everything,
Doug, when's the last time you've lifted 130 pounds?
how long ago was high
Silence
school?
said it all. It's all right, Doug.
Yeah, you took way too long to answer that.
How
That's
long ago
okay.
was high school now?
I believe it. There we
14
go.
years.
So Professor Glass thinks you're heavy. And 130 pounds.
That's the
is-
first
I
I've
never
heard
said
that. Hey,
that.
that's a compliment. I've
I
never heard
actually
that
think
before.
he should be less. Like, I look at him, I
I
go,
know.
what?
A 130 is so light.
Yeah.
Doug, when's the last time you...
155.6.
Okay, well, that being said,
I'm
I kind
170,
of love
Will. I
a
can't
legislation
believe you're
or
20
a
pounds less.
precedent from a court case like this that shifts the burden on the parents
Kinda
and
surprising you haven't
requires
heard
you
more.
to finally take your kids' health serious.
Yeah.
Can't neglect these things. And in a world where poison is so enticing, God bless America, you got to take that effort.
Yeah, it's surprising you don't hear more cases like this. So, for
Well,
a
I think
modicum
this
of
is
degree.
the first.
The
This
precedent,
is the
yeah.
first domino that's going to really start pointing fingers
It's
at
like a
parents.
precedent starting,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, no, now you're going to have a doctor is going to be able to look at a parent in a doctor's office and be like, if you don't start doing something, I'm going to be forced to alert the authorities and, report abuse.
Well, if you think if it's 2024 was the last doctor visit when the child was found dead, they probably, obviously, wasn't hard to identify the child, but they probably went back through the records and saw this kid was 105 pounds 24 months ago.
Apparently, too, the doctors had said he needed to go to an endocrinologist because of some medical condition, and apparently the parents never took him to a doctor to get that condition treated.
If anything, that was probably the reason why they're getting charged.
Right.
And the weight was just more of the secondary thing that got him caught.
Right. No, you're 100% right. Before what's up, Doug?
No, I was just gonna say they said based on the autopsy, because they released this information already. He died from whatever disease where the heart becomes too big to be able to actually pump the right amount of blood, and that is found in really obese people. But so a 7-year-old essentially died of a disease that usually affects older, overweight people. It's just an absurd situation.
No, that's a real shame.
They got,
And
70 of them walking around Disneyland right now.
like you said, this probably wouldn't have been totally preventable because the doctor wouldn't have seen them in time.
Oh, yes.
155 pounds later. But that doesn't mean there aren't kids walking into a doctor's office daily in this country
100%.
that require that type of intervention at this point.
100%.
And again, it's because it's cheapest, quickest, easiest, and most chemically enticing. All these processed foods that are just eating you away from the inside. You just keep blowing up and you're like, but I was born this way.
Especially it wasn't you're charged with murder. It's not like
And
manslaughter
torture.
or anything of that nature.
Torture is
It's-
pretty creative.
Yeah.
Child neglect makes sense.
Yes. It's no, they use very serious terms
Right.
for their charge.
Before we get into all the funs and circuses of the closing half of this show, the fun topics, one thing that I just really needed to raise. Back in 2023, 2022, you'll probably want to skip the first third
God, look
of
at
the
that
episode.
young man on the left.
Look at that child.
Look at that little boy.
This is when we were in transition of studios and we were taking the show on the road. Again, the end of that chapter being the creep in Hollywood flying us out for nudes. But this episode is on the treehouse deck out in the woods. And yeah, it is. And we start off the episode. You're going to want to skip it because there was all this buzz and news about Putin's health and if he had cancer or not.
I remember that.
So kind of a little bit of a less relevant, but the main crux of the episode, and it's the whole back 2/3, is a lot of the buried history of America. Giants' bones being found in farmers' yards. And one topic that just truly, truly fascinated me. And a lot of pictures, a lot of content, a lot of newspaper articles back from the early 1800s, but back during the gold rush when explorers were going through the Grand Canyon, there was all of these discoveries of Egyptian and Aztecian, but definitely more Egyptian, and even some like Romantic and like Eastern European influences in the and it's supposed to be just some riverbed. It's supposed to be just some rock bed, but
Definitely
they're
across the
finding
board.
all of these turkey-like sculptures, caves, paintings that would totally shake the rock bed of our historical narrative. And the whole position I kind of investigated in this episode, and I really personally now hold as a truth, is that I do believe the Smithsonian's pure existence is to shape the current understanding and hide a historical narrative that contradicts the one they're selling us.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Right. Well, here's a real cool thing that's coming out of like the recent times. I need you all to go check out Mr. Mountain Beast. Funny, right? Instead of Mr. Beast, Mr. Mountain Beast. Here's this YouTuber who has been going through the Grand Canyon and really, really pulling the veil back on what we investigated in episode 78 of the podcast.
Guys, all I can keep saying is this place makes absolutely no sense. We're almost to the lion monolith, but look what I spot down below.
Look at this. That's like Turkey. One of the wonders of the world.
Getting closer. But there's
so
much.
Mr. Mountain Beast's whole thing is that this is totally illegal. Like what he's doing is totally illegal.
I'm assuming he's not allowed to be.
For you to be able to get to places like this, it's escort only, and they keep you out of these areas entirely. And this is what was being reported in the news, the printing press, blah, 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 the newspapers during the gold rush. And look at that. I mean, hold on. I'm gonna unmute it. Listen to what he talks about on top of the mountain.
There's another altar there.
An altar.
I guarantee you these were altars.
Does he have any videos of him going inside?
Either they had machines to cut stone, robots.
Tell me this is all hand chiseled, but we can't hand chisel shit like this now to save our life, and we've got modern tools. Okay, so like Will's saying, I want to get closer. I want to see some of this cool stuff. Dude, there's so much this man uncovered, and again, the point of this is not to replace Mr. Mountain Beast. This is to direct you to see the full thick of it.
Is Mr. Mountain Beast related to Mr. Beast?
Show the video.
I don't know.
Look at
I'm not
this.
hip with it.
Just like Turkey.
Unmatched beauty.
Well, that looks like
So
bricks.
from above, this was like an Olympic-sized swimming pool.
What?
And I guarantee you that's what it was. Some big important guy or king. This was his home. That was probably his helper's home. Guest home.
The
He had
chalet.
his own private swimming pool.
I wonder how much show we get in if someone like came up on him.
Dude.
Yeah.
Heart attack.
I mean, at that point you're stuck. Like,
Well,
I'm not
and
running.
again, the park rangers are ending your life. Not literally. I mean, just like you are getting arrested. All of your footage is being wiped.
All your footage is being wiped, and every dollar you make going.
I'm
forward is
shocked
ours.
he still hasn't been arrested. You know,
I was
like-
waiting for that to be like, well, he's now in jail.
Yeah,
But we got
he's
these videos
not
up
yet,
there.
but we're not closing the door on it because
Well, once he leaves the country, what are they gonna do?
Well, according to that one justice, he's now
he's
part of them.
allegiant to wherever he's going. He's allegiant to Mexico now.
That's the stairway up to the pool.
To the pool.
Yeah, we have this waterway.
Secret
Comes into
CIA.
here. This must have been his own drinking water.
Dude, he's just making shit up now.
Something like that.
He doesn't know.
This was his couch.
Then we
That's where he had his flat screen.
You watch lots of movies.
Will made a great point, though. It would be cool if we could go inside and see what the heck's going on in these Jones.
Oh, thank God. It's like you're telling me he just walked to the
Dude,
outside.
Some of the most mysterious.
Now you've got Eastern European styled, like, you know, Renaissance styled painting and art on the inside of these caves that at most were supposed to, those are definitely white guys. And this is supposed to be at most Indian territory, Native American. We still let those people have a bitch in the claim.
I mean, they got the casinos.
For now.
The skinos.
Maybe AI could read us what that says.
Angels, wings.
The crystal skull.
Yeah, that's kind of where my mind
Dun, 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 dun. Hey, you're not supposed to be here. Hey.
And is that fire?
I mean, this is not in any way incongruent with the narrative and understanding of the history of our country.
No.
Oh, and now we've got a mullet hand gesture, but that no one's noticing that. Skibbity toilet.
It's Jesus.
It is Jesus. Hum-la-la-la. And there's the hand of God hitting them with the skibbity toilet.
Skibbity doo.
There's even a holy goat. A drink holder. Wait, what does he call this?
That's the old school glory hole.
So weird.
Oh gosh.
They put these in later on. They just cut.
You gotta admit, this stuff's pretty sweet. And I gotta say, you know, a crazy 29-year-old feels pretty vindicated right now.
I wonder how long he traveled to get there.
I got to tell you, there's a lot more meat on this bone. You should check out Mr. Mountain Beast, but then also check out episode 78 of the Rethink Tank podcast, where, I mean, I make a strong position. I don't think I could provide you more evidence than what's in that episode.
Oh, I had to take it off. I don't know how your head's not itching. Mine's itching up a storm.
I'm comfy. I'm in the zone.
Mine within the last 10 minutes, it's like right here.
Some people are just more dedicated than you will.
I think it's because he's the American one.
That's right. You Brit.
They tainted the Brit. The
That's
red
right.
coats.
So I needed to at least now let's get into all the funds.
The circus?
The circus. Get your peanuts, because it's time for the circus. Let's start with America's pastime.
Baseball?
Baseball. And, you know, speaking of which, you're looking at a studio of Indians fans. And there's been a lot of fun, excitement coming out of Indians baseball this past week. Most excited, tarps off, baby.
Jumbotron! Jumbotron! Jumbotron!
Tarps off, baby.
This guy's being dudes. It's a beautiful sight.
That whole trend started too when that one college baseball team went to the MLB, some MLB game that they were in town for, and the whole section was just these college baseball team waving their shirts. That's what started that whole trend.
So true.
Spot
on. But there's even more controversy coming out of Indians baseball this weekend, and I just want to get the room's, you know,
is it Class A?
Feel of the temperature here.
Class A's old news at this point.
But here is Josh Naylor. You know, he was in town. He's back in Cleveland, and energy's high. And you know, he's got his at bat here where he takes a questionable pitch, and some are saying that he intentionally took it, could have avoided it. Others are saying, no, it's baseball, baby.
That hit Josh Naylor, and he'll go down to first.
Good job muting it, though.
Yeah, they're going to come get me. Yeah. He calls him a loser. They're jawing back and forth. What was this one again? It's a breaking ball, you know? And then because it's Austin Hedges, and they played baseball together on the same team, our team, the Indians, One
Two
of the
teams technically.
That's right.
You're up in San Diego at first.
That's true.
Yeah,
I forgot about
started
that.
off in San Diego.
Because his name's Austin Hedges, people call him Hedgehog, and so he also makes the comment of like, "Hog, you're the backup to the backup," and his brother kind of.
I think that plays a big part.
Yeah, his brother being a catcher that's kind of fumbling back and forth between now the minors and holding down his spot. Energy's high. It is funny though, like they get it clear. The just trash talking between the two. Nobody likes you.
Love it. Love it. Dig it in deep.
What's funny is my initial impression, because I just love Josh. So when I saw it, I was like, I'm always gonna be a Naylor guy. So it's like, I don't know. I kind of sided with him initially. But we're tribe through and through.
So baseball is a team sport. When we played co-ed softball, I'd take the walk to get a double. You got to play for your team. You can't always play for that home run. You got to play for the team.
But Doug, also, it's an option. It's a sacrifice for the team. If you're actually able to hit the ball and you choose to do that. But if you're only doing that in the
double rate, baby.
Sure, but if you're only doing that in the instance of not being able to hit the ball, it's a totally different subject.
I could hit, but would I get a double? Not guaranteed.
I don't know.
Not guaranteed.
What'd you think?
Well, it's at the end of the day, it is just baseball. Naylor probably should have moved out of the way of the ball, but
it's baseball.
It's Naylor. I know how Naylor is.
That's the thing too, Will. He could have moved out of the way. He took it, yet he still bitched about taking about the pitch. It's like, dude, you could have.
No, he didn't.
Moved.
Yeah,
he wasn't bitching about the pitch.
He wasn't. I understand Naylor's position because I've been hit on a pitch that I thought was going to break over the plate and it didn't.
Right.
He's thinking it's going to be a breaking ball. It didn't break. It hit him. Obviously, as a pro, he probably knew it was a breaking ball, considering it was only thrown at 78. But, if you're thinking the ball is going to come back over the plate, you're staying in the box.
Right.
You're not going to back away from the pitch. In terms of the jawing back and forth, I do think it's the Bo Naylor thing.
Mm-hmm.
I do think it's the Bo Naylor thing. And unfortunately for Josh, Josh, your brother doesn't hit like you. That's why he's not up here.
Right.
Because he doesn't defend as good as Austin.
I never hated Bo, but Bo definitely.
But he doesn't perform at the plate.
I think we all in agreement here. We all love Bo. We all wanted it to work for Bo. Nobody here wanted anything to not go Bo's way. He had over 1,000 plate appearances in the bigs. He's batting like 200, which is the same as Austin Hedges. And the difference is Austin Hedges is a top 5 defensive catcher.
Right.
And he's our pitcher's favorite catcher behind the dish.
Right.
That's it. That's the reason why I saw enough of Bo Naylor going into this year going, he's got about 2 months to show me something, or you should send him down or like move him off the team.
No, great point.
He's the opposite of Josh. It's like Josh comes with the tempered attitude. When he's playing, he's a gamey guy. He's going to find any way to give his team an edge, whether you like him or not. He's a definition of the guy you love on your team, you hate when he's not on your team.
True.
He's that guy. He's always going to be that guy. We just don't like seeing him jawing at his former team, our team, because we all love Naylor to a modicum degree. Whether I love Josh Naylor, I like the kind of player that he is, even if he is that kind of ball player. It is what it is. At the end of the day, that was baseball.
Right.
They're going to try and make it a bigger deal than it is because of what the jawing is back and forth. And I think the jawing really had to deal with Bo's down in the minors, and no team is going to show much interest in getting Bo Naylor unless he's a package deal with Bo and 2 other prospects for some good reliever or some good other player that we're bringing in to be an immediate impact.
Sure. But even more so, you've got 2 guys that have a history with each other, and where there was probably love and now there's love lost. There's always that type of pressure as well. But it is just funny kind of watching it boil over. I kind of agree with you that I'm sure Bo's instance played a part in this. However, and also something that I learned coming out of this instance is I didn't realize this is also a lot in Josh Naylor's nature. Something that had come out of this was the resurfacing of the story of how he got suspended when he was in college baseball. And I just want to read this comment that was highlighted on Instagram by the kid that played baseball with Josh in this instance. Stone Garrett writes, Josh Naylor liked to play stupid games. Dude would come into our apartment. We were neighbors with aerosol and lighters multiple times. That wasn't his first time in our apartment with a butcher's knife. The guy hid in my closet waiting for me to get home. When I went to hang my shirt up, he jumped out with a knife pointed at me. It caught my thumb. It sliced it wide open. I went to the ER. He waits for me when I get back. First question is, are you going to press charges? Next day, coach holds team meetings saying front office wants to keep it hush-hush. LMAO. I get surgery. He cut my nerve. Still can't feel my right thumb. He got suspended for 1 game, LOL. 2 weeks later, he goes to the Futures game and gets traded. He is the most psychotic person I've ever met in my life.
I mean, yeah, that last sentence was exactly how I'd sum up Josh Naylor.
And we love him.
I didn't even need to know that story beforehand. I'd be like, yeah, he's a psycho. Oh, he was our psycho. Now he's some other team's psycho. And whenever I go on Seattle Twitter baseball, they love their psycho.
Boy, do they.
And that's how it works. You're going to have guys in the league like that.
Right.
Albert Bell. Albert Bell was another. I'm sure people hated Albert Bell, especially that second baseman he ran over. He's a treasure in this town.
Right.
To this day.
Cheers to that. So keeping the fun of the circuses alive, you know, Doug, just because this is like your favorite thing coming out of the Americas FIFA tournament. I can't get enough of foreigners embracing the American culture. Nothing embodies it more than a buzzball.
I'm Bob from Japan. It's my first time to try buzzball. What is this?
Buzzball.
Buzzball. Okay, I'm gonna try it.
Try it.
7-Eleven.
Oh my God.
50% shield.
Banzai!
Banzai! Doug, do you want to know what that results in? A crazy time in Texas.
They're going to go home and go, America, beautiful country.
Beautiful! I want to go back. Sushi, not so good.
Yeah.
But barbecue?
Amazing.
Yeah. So kind of closing out this whole fun circus and peanuts concept with FIFA and the love FIFA and the love for America is I'm Josh from England. Just interesting comparison here.
Facts that I use to verify the size of America to people who don't believe how big it actually is, who've never been there. And it's this fact right here. And it blows my mind that I've been to America. If you now were to drive in Europe across France, Belgium, Netherlands, Germany, Luxembourg, Austria, and Switzerland, so 7 different European countries, and you took the amount of time you drove across them countries in Europe, you still wouldn't make it across Texas. You still wouldn't. How insane is that? And that's just one state. I use that fact all the time when I try and tell people how big America actually is. You can drive across seven European countries, and in the same time, if you did that across Texas, you still wouldn't make it across Texas. What? And that's one state. There's 50 states, man. What? And if that doesn't verify you how big America actually is, then I don't know what will. I literally don't know what will.
But it's not even just the size that makes us special. As Josh kind of points out, it's really exciting seeing the outside world appreciate what makes America great beyond just the size or the system or mechanism at which we have 50 states in independent states that share a constitution and a moral fabric.
I've been lied to my entire life about America. America, it is happening. Do you see it? People who aren't American who have traveled to the World Cup are realizing they've been lied to. Before traveling to America, foreigners would just think America is this place they would hear about on the news all the time. It's a horrible place. But when you strip that back, like I've been doing for years, traveling America, so many different states, you realize the beauty of America, the different cultures, how amazing the people are. And the World Cup has allowed people outside of America to see America through their own eyes, not through their country's media eyes. This is incredible, and I couldn't be happier for America. The world is realizing when you strip back the negativity you get and you realize how beautiful America really is. It is the best. It is the reason it is my favorite country on planet Earth. Every state is like its own country. You have so many different cultures, so much beautiful scenery, and people are realizing it. People are finally realizing it. And I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be.
I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, in 2022, the World Cup was in Qatar. How many people have you heard
rave about?
You know, it's funny.
Funny enough, you couldn't even drink alcohol.
Yeah, and I remember that being a huge
thing. And here's
thing.
a Japanese guy doing a gas station buzzball.
Exactly. You couldn't even drink alcohol. And now you have all these foreigners coming to this country, going back, going, huh.
Wait,
it's not even just our country. Like, this North American bid was a great idea because there's no one place that could handle all of this over
I think
here.
America could.
Well, like across America, but having a Canada, Mexico, and then multiple across U.S. stadiums, like, was a great idea.
I agree.
Oh, yeah, no. We have the space, the stadiums, the faculties to completely not just handle it, but make it just easy.
Right.
You know, countries aren't stressing. You know, I think the only country that was stressing was Iran, because you were like, nah. And then the hypocrisy.
Stay in Mexico.
And then the hypocrisy for them to go, hey, you've already said the word, but we buried it. Pride night. They had a pride night for one of the FIFA games, and Iran was like, we prefer you not do that. And that was the one time all month that a sports team was like, no, we're doing it. All right, you're here, we're doing it.
I had read.
Oh, you have a problem with it? We're doing it. Hey, you doing it. Doing it right here.
I had read online too.
And that was the only game the whole month. I was like, good, make them do it. Make them do it. Yeah. Let's do it when you guys have the World Cup over there too. Yes. Oh, we can't? Oh yeah, that's the problem, I guess, now.
What were you going to say, Doug?
No, I was just saying too, I had seen some video online that like Iranian fans are like putting friendship notes in the stadium under their seats or some shit like that. It's like, this turned out to be a great event for America, man.
And even more so, you've got a narrative that has been created outside of our control. Mm-hmm. One of the most liberal countries in existence gets painted as the most racist and most hateful.
Yes.
And now the highest quantity of the most diverse races are going all over this country, from the deep south to the most rural corners of the north. And they're being welcomed with open arms.
Yes.
There was a 10-minute clip of this lady glazing some mom and pop barbecue in Georgia, outside of Atlanta, in the middle of nowhere. This is the spot. And just listening from the British accent, she walked up, how can I take care of you, doll? And you're just like, this is the greatest restaurant I've ever been at. You got to go. And a world where there's been a perception created about us that everybody hates you, you outsider. And now they can find any random corner, be welcomed with open arms, and have a free experience they can't even find at home.
It's funny enough, we've truly become the melting pot that we've always wanted to be, and yet the media is constantly trying to divide us as if we're not that.
That's why
But this
the
World
shared
Cup-
culture is so important.
Yeah, and this World Cup has completely shown that we actually are the melting pot of the world, and you could come from all over and find unbelievable decency and common ground at a mom and pop barbecue shop in Georgia.
Yes.
Effortlessly.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw a video too where I think oh God, I wish I could remember what town, and what team, but it's like, like certain teams are taking over a city, like fans from a team. And like there was this one,
Japan
I think
owns
it may
Texas
have been
right now.
Philadelphia, that this couple was getting married, and like the entire like fan base of the Czech team happened to be in town, and they're all taking like a group photo with this entire country's fan base. It's like, there are some cool stuff coming out of all this.
Well, that's the highlight of it, I gotta say, Doug. Beyond just the cool stuff, there's a lot of, I think you're going to see a cultural shift. These people are going to have a grand awakening, and they're going to take that back home with them.
Yeah.
I want to end the episode on some fun. So I got two little pieces for us that, are truly fun. Annoying liberal streamers, never really get humbled, and rarely do they get humbled by their liberal audience. But this is just an incredible troll. I got to give it to Marina Talks Too Much, because this clip is just cake. Dean Withers getting humbled for 3 minutes is something special.
You support Trump.
We are Charlie.
Okay, she was about to start playing the piano. I bet that you're going to kill it, low key. Welcome into You Support Trump.
We are Charlie Kirk.
Pretty impressive vocals, but those are now 2 bands back to back.
We are Charlie Kirk.
No
We
fucking
carry the flame.
No fucking way.
We'll fight for the
I
gospel.
vetted your account.
We'll honor his name.
She has
We
posts
are Charlie
dating like 2 weeks back
Kirk.
about how she's MAGA.
Courage our own.
Photos of her fishing.
Together unbroken.
Photos
Tina,
of her-
donated to you like 20 times.
He said
We
thank
are
you.
Charlie Kirk.
And you are banned. Welcome in. Do you support Trump? Rosie?
We are Charlie Kirk.
And you are banned. Fuck, I can't hit that high note like you. Yes, Marilyn, load him up in the box. And you are also banned because I don't really want this shit today. Seeing if you support Trump.
We are Charlie Kirk.
She's a fucking Trump supporter confirmed. Okay, welcome in. Do you support Trump, Rick?
We are Charlie Kirk.
On to the next guest, Brooke. This looks like a troll account.
We are Charlie Kirk. We carry the flame. We'll fight for the gospel. We'll honor his name. We are Charlie
let her go this time.
Kirk.
Real quick, I got a question about this clip. So, is he asking for super chats or like?
He's
call-ins?
trying to get a debate going against a Trump supporter. And every time she's pretending to be a Trump supporter to get through his, like, what do they call them? The chat police.
Okay.
Chatbot?
No.
I get what you're referring to.
Monitors or whatever.
Yeah.
She keeps getting through pretending to be a Trump supporter that wants to debate him. And then he's like, "Are you a Trump supporter? Are you ready to debate?" And we are.
Okay, that's what I thought was going on here.
Together unbroken, we'll make heaven known.
I'm gonna cry
Who
again.
cares?
Trump
Okay,
supporters are in
alright.
hiding
We are
today, folks.
Charlie Kirk.
The Trump supporters are in hiding today, everybody. Welcome in. Do you support Trump, Rick?
We are Charlie
Rick.
Kirk.
Sorry, Mar, you're gonna ban today. I wish it wasn't a troll
We
account.
are Charlie.
I wish that you guys would stop. Yes, Leo, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
We are Charlie Kirk.
Dude, his face looks like
Sorry, Mar.
slightly
I'm
annoyed,
tired
but also
tonight.
amused.
At a certain point, he's impressed.
Yes, like he is like, man, good for her. Dude.
Welcome in. Do you
She's
support
getting her
Trump?
words in.
We are Charlie Kirk.
Welcome in. Do you support Trump, Brooklyn?
We are Charlie Kirk.
That face right there. She's won. She actually did win this debate.
Charlie Kirk won.
Yes. Yeah. I gotta give him. I don't really like this kid, but that his give in to what was happening here has been kind of fun to watch because he's just like, all right, can't win them all, I guess.
Fight for the gospel.
I'm not Charlie Kirk.
Honor
We.
his name. We
No.
are
She's got a good voice.
Charlie
Oh, she can sing.
No.
His
He even acknowledged it earlier.
courage
He tried to.
our
No,
own.
frankly, Mar, we're not Charlie Kirk. Stop. How long are you gonna keep this up?
Damn comment section.
How long are you gonna keep this up, Mar?
You got to give credit where credit's due.
Oh yeah, no, she nailed that bit.
Now, what would be the most American birthday way to close this episode out besides one last final update that came from this past week? Did you see Dustin Poirier trying to catch a flight?
Oh God, man! Are you gonna tell me that?
Whoa. Let's go, big dog.
Let's go right off the bat.
What's up? Bunch of hoes. Let's go. Let's go.
Relax.
No, they you lying.
He said that.
Yeah, pull me off the plane. All my boys went to the crib. Now what the?
And this is why he got
All right. You Dustin Poirier?
Man, you, bro.
All right, just relax.
Man, you and her.
This is starting just like a
I'll
lot
fight
of
you
the
right
arrest
now.
videos
No, I don't
I've
wanna
seen
fight, bro.
online at airports.
Yeah, but they're not Dustin Poirier.
Yeah, those are bums.
They get arrested because they're not Dustin Poirier.
Bro, I don't want to fight. Bro, I don't want to
Let's
fight.
go.
I don't want to fight.
Dude, I'm not fighting you. I'm not fighting you.
Yeah, literally the cop's like, no. It could normally it's grandma's.
Come on, man, let's go. I'm good. Back up.
Please stop. I'm gonna ask you,
Now,
please.
I don't know the full context of the story.
I'll
I
give
did
it to
see
you.
the video. Yes, please give it to me because I don't know the full context of the story.
Oh no,
I
he
just saw the
gets
video.
drunk and he's trying to catch a flight, and
Did he miss it or something?
I think he was removed
They
from
won't
the flight.
let you fly if you're drunk.
So yeah, maybe he wasn't let on. It's
Okay.
one of those. It's a gray area. I don't think he was removed because you're not removing Dustin Poirier. So I think he wasn't let on. He wasn't let on because they suspected him of being too drunk.
Yeah, tell him, come on,
Get a couple of
because it's gonna be bad.
Bro,
Yeah.
just
It's
tell
gonna
radio, have you
Yeah,
step
tell
up.
him, come on.
Get a couple
I
of
want to
It's gonna
see
be
him
bad.
get
Bro,
tased.
The fact that he's like, you got cops on that other, get as many as you got. This is. If you guys want to check out Rethink Actions, a big cultural moment celebrating America, going back in time just about a year, you could check out our Rethink Actions where we really broke it down. But right here, you are about to see carried out in real life 100 men versus one gorilla. And he's like, get as many men as you freaking can. I am the gorilla.
Tase him. Tase him. Tase him.
man.
Tase him.
He dropped an N-bomb like it was nothing.
Tase him. Tase him. Tase him.
It's gonna be bad.
Bro.
Because who's going to stop him?
I don't
This
care
cop
how
wants nothing to do with stopping
It's
him.
kind of how the social rule goes.
I don't care, Alex. Alex,
If you say it, I'll slap you. Well, no one's slapping Dustin Poirier.
I don't care how big he is. 50,000 volts is going to take that guy down.
Doug,
Tase
get
him.
off the taser.
Tase him. I want to see it.
What's up?
Come on.
Bro, relax.
Tase him.
He's
He's got it in his hand,
Wait,
bro.
stop severing
He's
you, stop
got it
severing you.
in his
No.
You're
hand.
not gonna fight something.
Tase him, dude. He's
All right,
behind
all right,
the
all right.
counter.
Bro,
Boy, you
Take him
bro,
down.
relax, bro.
You gonna
Relax.
tase
Relax,
gonna
bro.
taste me, dog?
Relax.
Bro, I'm gonna bang you up.
Bro, relax.
Give me a good one.
Just relax.
Give me a good one.
God, Dustin, this is a bad look, man. Just catch another flight.
Right.
Like, just catch
You're
the next
so
flight.
rich.
They kicked him off the flight. This guy's a UFC fighter. You know.
What's going on, brother? Talk to
This
me.
guy's a UFC fighter. Yes, he is. He's a champion, too. He was a champion at one point. I want
He
nothing to do
still
with
will
him.
mess people up.
Arrest me.
But you know, you willingly.
That's the best way, dog. That's the best way. Hey, pound it.
All right.
Pound
You did
it,
a
pound
great job,
it.
bro. You did a great job.
Better on my fist than my face.
He fist bumps him. Oh, my God. I did see them.
Because you know the cop was he opened the door and he was shitting his pants and psyched. Like, I'm starstruck and it's like seeing a grizzly bear. I might die.
And I did see the mugshot. I don't know if you have it.
I don't.
That is the look of a guy who knows he screwed up. Like Poirier's mugshot is the exact opposite. They had it like side by side with him and Conor McGregor's. And McGregor's was so just like whatever. And his is so comes off so like, oh man, I think I really fumbled my career here.
Which Dustin, you kind of did.
Yes,
but
you kinda did.
we got the one here where you were talking about the side by side. Yeah, I mean, but also eyes as red as the devil's skin.
Yeah. And then the comments like Connor's genuinely he doesn't care.
Yeah,
Connor's like, whatever.
That's the way. That's the way of
Irish
Conor
way.
McGregor. Now, it is funny you make that comparison, you bring that up. You wanted some background. You were like, what happened in this situation?
Mm-hmm.
The reality is, it's only natural for him to have that type of reaction. This was his pilot.
Your wife's in my DMs, baby.
Your wife's in my DMs. Catch a flight.
Oh my God.
Catch a flight.
Oh my God. Yeah. No, I didn't go too deep into the Dustin thing. I didn't want to. I already saw enough of the video where I was like, oh, Dustin.
Well, here's him in New Orleans right after that.
I mean, you got to Shia LaBeouf it. You got to go right.
You gotta Shia LaBeouf it.
Like you do. You just got to go right back to it. Act like it didn't happen for like another month, and then deal with the arraignment.
Yes.
Like you just got to go right back. You got to act like it never happened.
Sad but true.
But I did. I felt bad. I was like, oh man, I feel like I'm watching his career kind of fumble right now.
Well, but
he'll be all right.
Now that it's over, it's kind of the trajectory of things.
Yeah.
You either make a whiskey or you kind of
I didn't see him do like a public apology or anything, and I just don't. I don't want to. I don't need to do a public apology. Apologize to the people that were involved privately, but just don't do like a public. That was super out of character. I don't think it was. I think you're kind of a psycho.
that was the character.
I think you'll drop that word whenever because no one will stop you. And I don't care. You're Dustin Poirier.
I also make your apologies to the right people. This is how it starts. Might I remind you?
Let's go, big dog. Let's go, big dog.
What's going on?
What's up? Bunch of hoes.
Stop talking for like a millisecond.
What's
It's almost like I
What's
want to
up?
hear what they're saying.
Bunch of hoes. Let's
Bunch
go.
of hoes.
Let's go.
Bunch of hoes. Yeah, I think you owe the huzz an apology.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, oh my God, they're just people doing their job, and you're really drunk, and you could afford another flight. You could afford the next flight.
Will. He could afford a private plane.
I know, literally. Like that's the thing. It's just, oh man, you just a bad moment. Probably caught him on the wrong day. Whatever. I can't really. There is no excuse for it, but that's why I didn't. I'm glad you kind of filled me in because I was like, I didn't really look into it. I saw the video and I was like, ooh, I don't care what the reason is. Can't defend it.
No, you can't. You can't. But that's America, baby.
That actually is America.
That's America.
That right
baby.
there is America.
Great way to put and kind of the show. But if you'll indulge me, I was really hoping you'd have help with Ricky, but I would like to do a down the wiki hole because I've been by myself the last couple weeks.
Question each time. Then.
Yeah, you and Doug can share a third question.
Perfect. I like that.
So we're going to start. For those that don't know, a game that we like to play here on the show is Down the Wiki Hole. I start with a famous figure that people should know that is either dead or alive, and I start at their wiki page. And then I click 5 pages away at some strange page that may or may not have anything to do with what we're talking about. And we're going to slowly work our way back as the contestants in the studio work off of each other to try to guess who the secret person is. So going down the wiki hole, we are starting with Alexander the Great.
Alexander the Gurgat.
Exactly. I can relate to this young lad here. So Alexander the Great, start with a yes or no question or a guess.
Are they alive?
No.
Dead person.
All right, Doug, coming to you. A yes or no question.
Male or female?
It is a male. Now you two can get one shared question.
U.S. politician, Will?
No, a little too soon. I kind of want to get to the next one for that. I kind of want to get the. Are they white?
See.
Okay.
All right, now we're going to our second round here, which means we're getting one page closer to our mystery person. All right, looking at Wikipedia page numbered round 2, ancient Greece.
That's pretty close. Alexander.
There we go. Ancient Greece.
All right, Doug, I'll take yours. Are they a politician? Were they a politician? Excuse
Just any kind of politician?
Doug, do you want me to hammer that down?
U.S. politician, I would say.
Were they a United States congressman?
Congress means both houses, Alex.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, hold on. I honestly need to look that up, unfortunately.
Well, you pull it up on here.
Yeah, let me Google was
The Huz.
I want to say yes, but I could be wrong. Yes.
Alrighty, Dougie, we got that one.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay.
Did this person serve in a presidential cabinet?
Yes.
Okay.
Good question, Doug.
Thank you.
Now the two of you get a shared question.
All right, they are deceased.
Will we should try and figure out when
Presidency.
this person was kind of alive, like either a date they died or
Well,
like
I'm trying to think. Do we want to ask a question like, were they in this president's cabinet?
what president though? It's a tough.
I don't know how far back we want to go. I want to say pre 2016 at least.
Then ask like,
Oh.
did this person die before blank or something? Will?
No. What I mean is, I want to ask if they were in, like, just hypothetically, I want to be like, hey, were they in George Bush's cabinet?
Then ask that. That'll give us at least.
You get what I mean? Because that would get, like, they could have died after they were in the cabinet. Were they a part of? All right, I guess a George Bush's cabinet.
Which Bush though?
George Bush, not George W.
HW or W?
W.
No.
Okay.
Doug, was that the shared question or?
Yeah.
That was.
That was the shared.
Okay, so now we're going to the third round. We're getting closer to our character of interest. If you've got an inclination of who you think it is, be sure to be dropping it in the comments. Now we're looking at Europe.
It's tougher when they're dead. I don't know why. I feel
like wait, Will,
it
I got a
opens.
question
There's
for
more
you.
dead than alive.
Ask if they died in a duel.
I like that. Did they die in a duel? I like the theme. I like where your head's at.
Well, I'm thinking of one specific person.
No, I know. I'm with you.
No.
Okay.
All right, it's
Whew.
Madison.
Yeah.
I was worried. I was like, man, this is the one guy. Phew.
It was like the Epstein one where I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, I know who we're talking about.
All right, that was a good guess,
That was a
Doug.
good question, Doug. I like that question.
Did this person play a part in the Louisiana Purchase?
Doug, you're better at this than me.
Doug, I think in the next question, based on even regardless of this answer, we should ask if they had anything to do with the writing of the Constitution.
Yeah. We'll see. Well,
whoa. Yes.
Ooh,
Doug, you got
okay.
any ideas? Start spitballing some names before I ask questions.
Well, Google Louisiana Purchase.
I'm not Googling it right now.
I'm not Googling. I don't want to know.
That ruins the fun. When was the Louisiana Purchase, actually?
That's what he just said. He just said you should Google when the Louisiana.
No.
And you're like, no.
That was about names.
Purchased in 1803, 1804.
So that would have been what? Jefferson's around then?
I believe it was Jefferson.
Yes.
President Thomas Jefferson. Yes, sir.
John Adams definitely wasn't in his cabinet.
No.
Yes.
James Monroe and Robert R. Livingston were the ones involved. I'm betting either.
I'll write a quote so I can laugh at it when it's revealed.
I mean, you're up, Will.
Okay, I was like, who is actually is up? Huh. What were the two names? Give me the two names again. Monroe and who?
Livingston.
Doug, you just want the next two questions to be those two?
I mean, ask if it's James Monroe. Why not?
Is it James Monroe?
No.
Okay, it's not James Monroe.
Okay, and now it's my turn.
Yes, it is your turn.
Is it Thomas Jefferson?
No.
All right, there we go.
What's the joint question? Who's that third name?
Was that not the joint question?
No, it was me, and then it was
Yeah.
So now you're doing a joint
Now
question?
it's the joint.
Oh, don't get excited, Doug.
Wait.
Secretary of State was James Madison.
But he said he didn't die in a duel.
Yeah. James Madison didn't die in a duel.
Was he the one who?
Hamilton's the one that died
Hamilton's
in the
the
duel.
one who died in the duel. Okay. I'm sorry, I already forgot my.
James
last one.
Madison.
Okay, thank you. Oh, I said Monroe. Correct. Is it James Madison?
No.
Okay.
All right.
Let's
Next part.
get one closer. One closer. We're getting up to our final round here. We're looking at the French Revolutionary Wars. This is your last round, boys.
All right. Well, it's none of the three that we named in regards to the Louisiana Purchase, but the individual was involved with the Louisiana Purchase.
The question wasn't, was he involved in Louisiana Purchase?
Yes, that was my question.
No, it was he
A part
in?
of.
Sure, that was exactly it. A part
A
of.
part of is involved.
No, okay. I'll just to
Napoleon
ground you.
Bonaparte.
It was before the Louisiana Purchase. He was alive during the Louisiana Purchase.
Okay.
Yes or no question, or a guess.
Was it Napoleon?
Well, I'm starting with Will.
I know. Giving him something.
It was Napoleon in U.S. American history.
Oh yeah, it's true.
You're welcome.
Oh, was this individual president?
Yes.
I'm thinking it's George.
George who?
The one president. The other George. One of the three Georges.
The
George
one.
H.W.
Number one.
George Washington.
Ask if they were on a dollar bill.
Are they on the dollar bill?
No.
There you go.
Hmm.
Joint question, Will.
Doug, you got anything for me?
No. This one's got me stumped at the moment.
You should investigate. Number two.
Is it John Adams?
I don't know.
Just go with it, Will. You said it
Is it
originally.
John
too.
Adams?
Is it John Adams? Number two.
Damn.
John Adams had
I
nothing
was on it for
to
a bit,
do
too.
with
I brought him up earlier.
Yeah.
Died in 1826. Louisiana Purchase was in 1806. So he was 20 years before his.
When you said 1806, I just went straight to Jefferson. So I was like, wow, he wasn't in his cabinet, but I know he was in a cabinet,
Right.
obviously. And then, God, I was thinking of asking about Boston too.
That's why I kept us away from like the Boston Massacre.
I was
and
going to
like-
ask about it at first, but then Doug brought up Louisiana Purchase. I was like, all right, I know where that is, kind of.
Yeah. Well,
That was, dude. I'm gonna be honest. Every single time we do this, aside from Epstein, who is dead,
yeah, quote unquote.
No, we did Adolf Hitler one time, and we
Okay,
got
Dad.
that.
but like I think one was. Didn't we do?
We got that one.
No, it wasn't Hendrix. We did Wiz Khalifa. But it's like when
No,
they
Jimi
are.
Hendrix. We did Jimi Hendrix.
Did we do Jimi Hendrix?
Yeah.
I was gonna have Pitbull lined up, but I'm pretty confident we did that too.
We did.
No,
do
we
Pitbull
never did
once.
Pitbull.
No,
I
I
thought
think
so.
we did do Pitbull once.
Did we?
But yeah, when they're dead, it does add because there's so many. Like when they're alive, you start thinking of like topical people, like people like
Or
you could
within
kind of,
the time frame of reasonable length.
right.
You know?
When it's that long, when you said Louisiana Purchase, I just started thinking of like every cabinet member from like Washington all the way through like the 5th president. I was
Yes.
like, it could be any of these people.
I mean, I'm not sure I would consider vice president as part of the cabinet. I'd consider him vice president.
That's part of the cabinet, isn't it? Is it not?
Doug's walking a fine line.
Fine line indeed.
Well, guys, I appreciate you joining us. If we made you laugh, if we made you think, the best of you to support this show is hit the like button. And we're here every Tuesday at 8 p.m. live for your engagement. I appreciate everybody that joined us in the comments section. The whole purpose of the live show is to get you involved. So since we're here each week, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell because you don't want to miss us. We also have our live show on Sundays. Wake up, have a cup of coffee with us, and get a little break from the social and political chaos and just have some laughs. But between that, the flagship podcast show, and all our other shows and programs across all the different channels, find it in one central place, and that's at our website at www.rethinktankpodcast.com. Again, guys, please share. If you liked it, then someone else you know will too. God bless America. God bless our troops. And gentlemen, turn off your engines because this is the end of the episode. It was good catching you, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.